Hello, hello, hello. Audio testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? You make sure that audio is working. Everyone can hear me. Everyone's good. Oh shoot, 112 viewers right? Oh my gosh, I've never started with this many. Okay, it dropped to 100. Now we're in the more realistic zone. Hello everybody, hello, hello. How we doing, okay. Oh my gosh, that is scary. So we were at 112 viewers, now it dropped to 84. It's like they were all like, this is nice, this is fun. Oh wait, Raven's here, get out. Run away. Okay, awesome. How are y'all doing? Well, I want to say, first of all, a couple things. First of all, thank you guys for coming, because I was scared that I would not be able to do this. What happened was, for those of you who don't know, my apartment recently went through some flooring changes, and they told us it was going to take longer than they thought, so we were worried that our apartment wouldn't be available to do anything in. I wouldn't be able to stream it. Now, luckily, we had a backup plan. We contacted a friend of ours who was willing to let us use his home to do the stream if necessary, but it turns out they finished everything on time, so we are now in the apartment with the new floor. We spent the whole morning just kind of putting things back in place. We're still not entirely done, but I'm taking a break so that I can do the stream with you guys. So yeah, we got a lot of people rolling in. Wow, I'm so excited. Have I seen the new hero teaser? Yes, I have seen the new hero teaser. I think he looks incredible. I think he looks absolutely outstanding. I am very interested in the fact that he is dual wielding. I was not expecting that. I thought it would be a McQueel sword club and a shield. I was not expecting the, what's the name for it? Tenochtitlan? I forget the name of that spear. It'll come back to me in a minute. I know it will. It always comes back to me. Boomerang, yes, thank you, Lark. Appreciate that. Lark is here, but he will not be as active. He is doing some more cleanup around.
Also dead inside.
Oh, you're dead inside?
Dead inside.
My heart is so flatlined, put your mouth on mine, and bring me back to life, dead inside. If any of you guys know what song that is from, yeah, y'all are awesome. If you know what that song is from.
Yes.
I'm sure some of them know where it's from. I'm trying to remember, what was the name of that Aztec spear? Tepostopoli. That's what it's called. Tepostopoli. That sounds like a Jenga game. Let's play Tepostopoli.
I would pick the I hate your insides.
So now my guess right now with the two weapons, I have a feeling that there are two ways I'm looking at the weapon usage. Either A, he's going to be a dual wielder, but his whole thing is that with the McQueel, which is his sword club, he's going to snare or grab or hit the opponent to hold them, and then do his striking with the spear, because that's what he did in the teaser. Or he's going to be our first hero who can swap weapons. Like, he'll use the McQueel for like a heavy hyper armor stance, but then put that away to use the spear for more agile movement, kind of like what Medjai is. That's my thought. Let us hope this hero has a good design and his balance. His design looks cool. I don't know about the balance. Spear and sword is an interesting choice. Tepostopoli. It's actually spelled, hold on, let me type it in chat. It's spelled Tipos Top Eli. That is the spelling for the spear. That is the spelling for the spear. Tepostopoli. And the funny thing about the spear is it's made, here's the thing. All right, so first of all, like, full disclosure, I have studied some Aztec history. I'm not as professional on it as I am like Crusader history or European history. That's areas that I know a lot better. $2 from Joel Modic. I think it's time for stabbies. It is very much time for stabbies. But I know a little bit of Aztec history, and I've been doing some heavy research, and I will be doing more research to release the video on this hero when the hero comes out. But the spear of the Aztec army was actually used in warfare, but the Jaguar warrior, okay, let's get this out of the way. Ocelotl hero. The Ocelotl hero, that's a dumb name, and I'll tell you why. Because there's no such thing as an Ocelotl hero. They were the Jaguar Warriors. I went ahead and checked it. I was like, were there Ocelotl heroes? I checked. Ocelotl was just the other name for the Jaguar Warriors. And I'm sorry, everyone knows them as Jaguars, so I'm kind of like, why not just call them Look, Ubisoft, you couldn't get creative when naming the pirate. You couldn't name her the Swashbuckler. You couldn't name her the Privateer. You couldn't name her the Seafarer. You couldn't name her any fancy name. You got to name her Pirate. You got to give her the most generic stereotype name ever. But then when it comes to the Aztec hero, are we going to name her the Jaguar based on what they actually were? Nah, man. Nah, let's go with Ocelotl.
What are we going to call the Gladiator hero? Gladiator.
Oh man, it is a Jaguar, guys. Let's be real. Yes, in the Aztec language, Jaguar is Ocelotl. But okay, did they call pirate the Chinese word for pirate? Let's be real here. Like, you can say, hold on, Ocelotl's the Aztec word for Jaguar. Maybe it is. What's the Chinese word for pirate? Did they call pirate that? No. And besides, which sounds more intimidating, Jaguar or Ocelotl? Besides, have y'all seen hold on, let me show you what an Ocelotl cat looks like.
Oh.
This is an ocelot. This is an ocelot cat. And before you say, oh, that looks cool, do you know how big they get? They reach 40 to 50 centimeters. They weigh almost 34 pounds at their biggest. They are small cats. These things are basically the largest breed of house cat you can get. These things look real intimidating, but that's the ocelot. That's an ocelot cat. Yes, that is an ocelot cat. Now you see why I'm kind of like, come on guys, Jaguar. Just call them Jaguar. Like, yeah, it's cute, but I'm talking about warriors here.
I mean, did you want the enemies to go, aww?
It's kind of like when they walk out, what are you? I'm an ocelot. Aww.
Well, now we know why the warmongers killed them all. It's like, all right, what are you called? I'm the ocelot. Oh, okay, seriously.
Actually, the funny thing is, I kind of knew the Jaguar hero was coming because one of the new armor sets they gave Pirate has her wearing a Jaguar helmet. So I knew the Aztecs were coming. But see, this is the thing. This is what bothers me. Since we saw the Jaguar helmet for the Pirate, why the heck weren't the Pirates the one to introduce the Aztecs? Why did it have to be Horkos? Why did it have to be Vela? Why couldn't the Pirates have interacted with the Aztecs and that's how the Aztecs showed up? Like, I thought that would have made a lot more sense.
They didn't think it would make sense for a pirate to be interested in gold.
Oh, people are like, when does it start? Hold on, I've got to pull that right here. It starts in 38 minutes. We've got 38 minutes. Raven, thoughts on the whistle of the Jaguar Warrior that makes the sound of a scream? Okay, those are called the death whistles. We're still not sure exactly historically what those were used for, but our best guess for what they were used for is one of two things. Either one, they were used by an army of Aztec Jaguars. See, here's the thing. Let me tell you about the Jaguars. Let me explain what the Jaguars were. The Jaguar Warriors were the elite soldiers of the Aztec Empire, but their goal was not to kill. That's the incredible thing. See, the Aztec culture believed that to kill your enemy in war was sloppy. It was sloppy to kill your enemy because that shows you can't capture someone alive. They honored those who could capture people alive. Why? Because they needed to sacrifice people. You see, there was a time period where the Aztec Empire was going through heavy famine, drought, pestilence, plague. They were dying. So the priests of the Aztecs said, the gods are clearly angry at us and we need to satisfy them through sacrifice. So they started what was known as the Flower Wars. And they started attacking and taking people from other tribes and other settlements around them to turn them into chattel for sacrifice. Now, a lot of people will tell you they didn't do it that often. The truth is that the amount of sacrifices the Aztecs did is up for debate. If you listen to the Spanish conquistadors' numbers, they're very overinflated, okay? There's no question. They put it around like 200,000 a year. That's almost impossible. But if you look at the Aztec sources, they're not exactly different. They're lowest. The lowest source we got was about, what was it, 20,000? 8,000?
It's like 20,000, however some sources claim that they sacrificed 84,000 in one 4-day festival.
Yeah, according to some sources, 84,000 were sacrificed in one 4-day festival. So they did sacrifice, and even if you want to argue that the numbers are differentiated, we found human remains in their primary temples of sacrifice. Over 603 skeletons so far.
Well, the thing is, the Aztecs would have told you, like, and then afterwards they were like, yeah, we did it.
The Aztecs didn't just do this on occasion. They did this almost every day. And not just the heart ripping out. That's just the most popular. They had various means of sacrifice for various purposes and for different gods. Okay, there were lots of ways in which human sacrifice was done. Now, the amount they did is up for debate. The amount they did is up for debate, and we can talk about that. But anyone who tells you, God, they did. I had one person try to say, no, the Aztecs didn't do it. The empire that was there before them did it a lot. No, the Aztecs did it too. Want to know why I know this? Because this isn't exclusive to the Aztecs. Many other Latin American tribes sacrificed too. The problem is the Aztecs were unique because they did it so frequently.
Yep, the Mayans, they did it seldomly, like maybe once a month, and that was typically they only sacrificed like enemy chiefs.
But anyway, my point being this. Before anyone gets on me, I want to say this. I don't hate the Aztec culture. Because lots of people are saying, why are you so hateful to the Aztecs? I'm not. I think the Aztec culture is fascinating. I think there's so much interesting about Latin American and Mesoamerican culture. I am enjoying studying this. The names are very hard to pronounce, but they're very fun to look through. I am very excited to look through this. I'm loving it. But when people start going, this is what bothers me. When people start going like, the conquistadors did terrible, awful things to the Aztecs who were innocent victims who didn't deserve it. I always stop and say, okay, the conquistadors did bad shit. I agree. They certainly did. There is no question of that. But don't tell me the Aztecs were innocent victims. Okay? Because one of the first things that a lot of the other tribes did with Hernan Cortez and say, hey, you want help? You want help in doing this? Ravenite, why was he saying, come to me? Because what he's doing is he's going on a hunt. The Jaguar warriors were sent to hunt for sacrifices. He was basically hunting for his next victim. Now back to the death whistle thing. The death whistle may have been used by various Jaguar warriors, like they might have done it all at the same time to terrify their foe. Or another option is they might have done it for ritualistic sacrifice. There's some evidence to suggest that death whistles were used as honoring the wind god and death gods to send forward their dead to the afterlife. Not sure on that. I need to do more research, but those are the two major theories right now. Anyway, hey Raven, have you seen the trailer? Yes, I've seen the trailer. We're actually talking about that. Aztec led vicious raids against other tribes. Oh, they did. There were several tribes around the Aztecs that they just treated as, they were basically cattle. They basically would go into these tribes, kidnap people for sacrifice, and then come back with them. That was the role of a Jaguar warrior. Which is why, if you were to ask me, how would a Jaguar warrior fare in the world of For Honor, realistically, I would say they wouldn't stand a chance. See, I'm not saying that to be mean to the Aztecs. They're very skilled warriors, very incredible for the Stone Age, but they wouldn't stand a chance. See, the Aztecs are in the Stone Age. All the other factions at this point are at least in the Iron or Bronze Age. Very different. Oh, $5 from that one mine. Took the day off for this. Super hype, more than any past hero. Glad you're here. But the Aztecs just wouldn't stand a chance. Their weapons are not up to snuff. Their armor is not up to snuff. And plus, they don't have the right mentality. Remember, they're there to take people alive, not to kill. So, now, of course, in the world of For Honor, they're going to make it so that he kills, obviously. But in real history, they're going to want to try to take people alive. And since you're not thinking about killing the enemy, and the others are, see, the Vikings, the Knights, the Samurai, the Wu Lin, all of them, they're like, nah, we're going to kill you, dude. And the Aztecs are like, no, we're going to take you back alive because that's a mark of a true warrior. Good luck. Hey, Raven, what do you think about his design? Oh, his design is sick. His design is sick. Let's see. Hi, Raven, got medical leave, got hurt at work, so it's nice to catch a stream and make me feel better. Hey, man, hope you feel better. Raven, I remember in AP art history, we learned about that one Aztec temple where sacrifices were flung down a flight of stairs like the Mari from a Mori. Yes, that is true, and we'll talk about that later. Here in Trondheim, Norway, there was a death whistle found in 1878. It was sold in auction for 200,000 USD. Wow, I didn't know that. $10 from Tiff Whipkey. I saw $5, so here is $10. We're up in the ante. I feel like I'm at an auction now. I see $10, $10. I see $10 from Tiff Whipkey. $10 from Tiff Whiskey. Do I hear 20? Do I hear $20? Do I hear $20? And so no. Aztecs are cavemen further down the skill tree. Here's the thing, I don't want to diss the Aztecs because they're fascinating. Here's the thing, what I find so fascinating about the Aztecs is they didn't just use stone. They used obsidian. That's volcanic glass. That stuff is sharper than scalpels. It's genius what they came up with. So I really like that. I think what they did was brilliant. And I think it's fascinating. It is so unique, their culture. Their culture, their religion, their background, how they saw the world, how they solved hierarchy disputes. The fact that the Aztecs wasn't just one tribe, they were an alliance of 3 tribes. It's very interesting stuff. But what gets me mad is when people just say they were the poor victims of Western imperialist people. I'm like, I'm not excusing what the conquistadors did, okay? They did bad things. I'm not questioning that. But the Aztecs are not innocent. It's like, you did bad things, and you did bad things. You all did bad things. Let's see. Ravenite, is the men of Christ coming into contact with the Aztecians? What? I don't know what that means. To be fair, they can't even get the Vikings good armor, so we an average age at this point. Fair, I'll give you that one. How do they choose their targets for their sacrifices? Are you breathing with a pumping heart? You'll do. Usually because here's the thing, you gotta bring them back, and that usually meant you had to injure them or cripple them. They usually pick based on age, health, size, weight, are you alive, are you healthy, stuff like that. 10 pounds from Callum Ross. Hey Raven, first time stream, just a few speculation of what this hero will have. Likely have Eagle and Jackal Warrior armors, perhaps also potential blowpipe feat that applies a debuff or poison. I would put money on the Eagle and Jackal Warrior armors. Maybe not Jackal, just because I'm not sure about Jackals in South America, but regardless. I do think that a blowpipe feat will be there. I agree with that. Ravenite, was it the Aztecs or Incas who inspired Avatar's Sun Warriors? I'm not sure. Maybe the Mayans. Ravenite, my bad, English. Did men of Christ ever meet the Aztecs? Well, yes, because the conquistadors were technically Christian. They were Christian in the sense that they were ordained by the church. Whether or not they actually had a relationship with Christ is anyone's guess. What happened is there were actually priests, like Christian priests, who tried to convert the Aztecs, and they learned the language of the Aztecs to do that. That's where we get a lot of our information about Aztec sacrifice and sources, because they translated Aztec text. Jaguar pelt, of course, there will be. Raven, why ritualistic human sacrifice is such a constant on many ancient civilizations? Many ancient civilizations practice sacrifice because quite often death and life were seen as 2 very major extremes, and there was this idea that through death something new would happen. Think about something like the dung beetle. A dung beetle lays its eggs in crap or in bodies. That's the idea of life from death. It's the circle of life. From the Lion King, the circle of life. From death comes life. It's all in a big cycle. So many people believe that through death you obtain something. If you kill ritualistically, then that honors the gods. They'll give you something back. You'll be blessed somehow. Like, for example, Abrahamic religions before the time of Christ, Judaism and stuff like that, they did a lot of sacrifice to gods to show loyalty, to show that their obedience, to ask for forgiveness of sin, to bless them. Sacrifices were a common thing. Human sacrifices were probably in terms of a larger thing, like I sacrifice this human to show my devotion. There were lots of different cultures that practiced it in different ways. Hey Raven and Laura, could Aztec obsidian swords break through knight's armor? No, it could not, because obsidian, while very sharp, is also very brittle. Obsidian is glass, keep in mind. It would break and splinter against knight armor. The circle of life, and it moves us on. Don't ask me to sing. It's the worst thing you'll ever hear. You'll have nightmares. Let's see. What's the difference between Mayans, Incas, and Aztecs besides sacrifices? Location and tribe. The Mayas, Incas, and Aztecs were different tribes. All powerful, the Aztecs had the most expansive empire, though. Hey Raven, I heard that Mexican prisoners are using Aztec language as a hidden code from the guards. I don't know anything about that. Also, Raven, off topic, but have you seen Sound of Freedom? My family has. I didn't go see it yet. I was busy that day. I was catching up with my classes. Fun fact, the first nautical grammar manual was written before there was a French... Oh, really? That's kind of interesting. Wow, getting a lot of 316 concurrent viewers. What? I want to thank all of you for being here right now. You're amazing. And if any of you were sitting here from Havoc's channel, I love you guys, okay? And I love Havoc too. Let me say this before we go any further. Havoc is a G, okay? Of all the For Honor content creators out there, he's probably my favorite to watch. He's one of the best players I've ever seen. And one thing I like about Havoc, like if you guys are fans of Havoc, hear me when I say this. One of the reasons I started my channel was because I was tired of the negativity in For Honor. I was seeing a lot of people just bashing For Honor, saying how bad it was, how done it was, how dead it was. Havoc is very positive, not to the point that he'll ignore problems, but I saw his video reacting to the Hero trailer, and he saw a comment saying, "This game is still alive, I thought it was dead." And he made a good point. The problem is, the game is in a great place right now, just people don't know about it. And I agree with him 100%. Havoc is the kind of guy who really wants to see the best come out of this game, and he still believes in it, and I think that's awesome. So he and I are very like-minded on that. I wish that I could play like he does. So if you guys are fans of Havoc, or you came here from Havoc, know that I love the guy. $5 from Crimson 1122. Have you ever heard of the Japanese Chigiri? It's a two-handed flail that can apparently be used as a blow dart. Think it would be cool to see on game. I've never heard of that. I'll do some research. Raven Knight, it was common to see flint in their weapons as well, right? Especially their sacrificial daggers. Possible. I know that they used obsidian in their daggers. Raven Knight, what are your thoughts on the unlikely theory that Zheng He's voyage landed on the west coast of South Africa? I think that there's some evidence to suggest that's true. I think there's some evidence to suggest that. Hey Raven, earlier I said that the moveset might be light attacks for the spear and heavy attacks for the Moquito. That's fair. I think that might be it. Hey Raven, the death whistle was used in real life Aztecs. Yes, the death whistle is a real thing. That's not something For Honor made up. That is a real thing. I need more noobs to crush. Ha! Did Havoc shout you out or something? Yes, Havoc made a video about my warden, and I really appreciate that. Raven Knight, have you seen the upcoming Aztec video game? No. I love your videos. It's so entertaining. Thank you, Vixie. I appreciate that. An Aztec swinging his sword at a Lawbringer connects to the armor. The obsidian blade shatter. The Aztec is stunned by the strength of the armor as the Lawbringer buries his poleaxe into him. There was one conquistador who said that the obsidian weapon punctured his armor, but the cotton hauberk underneath protected him. So even if it were to somehow go through iron or steel armor, it still wouldn't be able to do the kind of damage it needs to. Off topic, which film are you going to see, Barbie or Oppenheimer? I'm not going to see either, because Barbie, from what I've heard, sounds like more feminist propaganda, and Oppenheimer, to me, just sound... I mean, I like history, but they never do history movies like this well. How does a warmonger suddenly become Spanish? What's the lore on that? That's what I asked, Royal Jester. Thinking about buying a death whistle to traumatize kids. I know! I fear that we're running into development. I'm not up to date on the info. Okay. Hey Raven, do you think the next hero after this is going to be an Outlander? After this one? No, it's going to be a Viking. Sorry, hold on. Sorry to keep asking. I'm just curious, Raven Knight. Would you prefer the new hero to be a dual wielder or actual switching between weapons? Either's good for me as long as they handle it well. Raven, let's get part 2 of Ultor and Ruth, or else I'll teleport you to your house and make you. Oh, I'm already working on that. I'm still writing it out. I don't know when I'll be able to record it, though. Hey, Raven, 2 questions. Do you like Mortal Kombat? If so, what do you think of the new MK game coming out? I've only played one Mortal Kombat game. That was Mortal Kombat 11. It was fine, but I'm not really into those 2D fighting games. I mean, I know a lot of people like them. I'm not as into them. Oppenheimer, when the bomb designed to kill people, kills people. I know, it's scary, right? The best history is Indiana Jones. The first 3 movies, yes. When will we actually see Warden metal chestplate? I don't know. I feel like the shards from an obsidian weapon cause more actual damage to the Spanish than the weapons themselves. Imagine getting those tiny shards under your armor. That would suck. That would definitely suck. The key is getting them in there, though. Will the hero be gender locked? Probably. Raven Knight, do you think they should take a break from heroes after this for balance and content, or keep going? I want them to take a break from heroes so that they can make maps and game modes. How does a warmonger become Spanish? I guess the same way the Spanish became Spanish. Well, Mal, the problem with that is the Spanish became Spanish because they were born in Spain, but in Heathmore, we don't know if Spain is even a thing, so that's the question. Raven Knight, what do you speculate the Viking could be? Probably some kind of shield maiden, I don't know. Caleb Ross drops $5. Since Outlanders allow for warriors of other lands, would you like to see a Rajput warrior? Yes! Rajput is what I want, bro. I've been begging for Rajput since they started making Outlander heroes. I want Rajput so bad. The Rajput would be an excellent... They'd be an excellent faction. There are so many weapons that the Rajput have that you could use. I love the Rajput, man. They are a great faction to use. You could use the Qatar Punch Dagger, the Aura Coiled Sword, the Khanda Broadsword, the Chakram Flying Discs. There are fantastic weapons that the Rajput had access to that we could get into this game. Get it, Ubisoft. If they made a new game mode, do you have any preferences? I had a video where I made a couple suggestions about that. Hello Raven, hello chat, hero hype. It's Ethan with the Ranma avatar. I still love Ranma, man. I was actually watching that last night. I was actually watching a Ranma episode last night. It's just so funny. Anyway, is it Valkyrie a shield maiden? She is, but I don't know. They're probably going to give her another weapon. Maybe a sword and shield. I don't know. Or maybe an axe and shield. Maybe they'll finally go axe and shield. Raven Knight, I have a death whistle and it's so cool. I hope it becomes a feat in 4v4. That'd be kind of neat. Raven going full fanboy. Let's go. I know I can do that. Actually, people get mad at me. I had one person say, I used to watch Raven streams, but all he does is go fanboy and scream. And I'm like, I don't scream! Sorry. Be my history teacher for real. I'm going to be moving to Japan sometime in the future, so if you're in Japan, that might happen. How are they going to make Rep 8 weapons? I don't know. Do you think the new hero for Vikings will be similar to Gudmundur? I don't know. I really don't. If a Rajput were to enter the game, would you like to see a warrior with a Urumi sword? That'd be sick! That'd be awesome. Raven Knight, the next Viking hero is going to be a Khorne Berserker with chain axe. Yes! Ooh, $1.99 from Spook Goose. Hey Raven, love your content, so hyped for the den. As am I. Speaking of the den, let's see. We got about 20 minutes. 20 minutes left, guys. Raven, wouldn't it make sense for Eastern Roman Empire to exist in lore, considering the Centurion still exists? Yeah, I can see that. Why is bro going to Japan? Because my goal is to teach there and to mission there. My goal is to become a missionary in Japan, but I'm going to do that by being an English teacher. Raven Knight told my mom not to watch the new Indiana Jones movie. She didn't listen and now hates Hollywood more than ever. Yeah, she should have listened. Will the Aztec hero get some great drip? I would assume so. His drip already looks good. New drip today? Yes, I understand that we'll be getting some new armor. We'll be getting some new armor looks for the Vikings, the Wulin, and the Outlanders. It's going to be sick! Hey Raven, do you think they will make the hero region locked? I don't know. Raven Knight, watch Ubisoft introduce a Rajput by vilifying the Knights again. Yeah, they will. If JC starts eating, I will give you $100. JC, bring a Twinkie, damn it. Anyway, Death Whistle feat lowers all enemies' defense and damage to make it a bit different from the Scout feat. That'd be actually kind of broken. Raven, I am moving to Japan. Raven Enjoyer, buying a house in Japan and a plane ticket to be students of Japan. Students of Raven. Hey, don't lie, Raven. You also would. Hold on, I didn't read that. Sorry. Don't lie, Raven. You also want a Japanese wife, if that's on the menu. Oh, I got $1.99 pounds from Wolfbert. Thank you for the money. Hey Raven, is Mormon a cult? Yes. I'm almost halfway through the Ranma series. Hapasai needs to die. Agreed, right run guard. Hapasai is a demon upon society. He is the worst anime villain that was ever created. There is nothing redeemable about the man. You know, at least with characters like Jiraiya and some of these others, they at least taught you something. Hapasai don't teach. Crap. He scares me. Havoc, I love your videos. Also, they should add a native... I'm not Havoc. I'm Raven. I'm not Havoc. Okay. I feel like someone who's a big fan of Havoc came to me accidentally. Raven Knight, we need to replace Shigogi with JC. I know, right? Do you think they'll ever add a new faction? No. The only way they'll add a new faction is if the game gets way more popular. Because keep in mind, when the Wulin were added, the community hated it. The community lashed back at it, so I don't think it's going to happen. Raven Knight, unless you write it, the Knights are going to still be the villains. And I'm sick of that. Raven Knight, I imagine his level 1 drip will look great because of the pretty colors. Probably. Who do you think has the best looking default armor? Oh, that's a good question. That's a very good question. Kensei's looks really good. Kensei's looks really good. So does Pirate. Lawbringers is good too. God, they're all good. Raven, did you watch or read Vinland Saga? I haven't watched that yet. Raven, I love your stories, bro. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Raven, I'm behind you disguised as your brother. Well, then you're hiding very well. My brother's in his room right now. Raven Knight, is Medjai actually a strong warrior? I made him, and I would love to know if he's actually a good fighter historically. You can watch my Medjai video. I did my video on the Medjai, and it's called a Heroes in History Medjai. They were very good warriors. They were very skilled. They were basically the police of the Egyptian world, and they were skilled, so there's no question about that. Now, in the game, I understand they're a little broken. The new Viking hero is rumored to be JC. Hammer Hobo, best default armor. I don't think they have good default armor. Raven, what is your opinion on Shugonki? He's cool, but more of a meme than anything. If they don't have a heart-ripping execution of the Aztec, we riot. Let's join a riot! Anyway, I like the metal thorn crown hood of Black Prior. I like that too. At the airport watching this, going to be grinding with this guy Ocelot when he comes out. I know, looking forward to next week. If you could rework any hero, who would you choose? Probably Warden, because I want him to have more than just shoulder dash mix-ups. I want him to have more than that. I would also fix Peacekeeper a little. Those are the only ones I can think of that I really want to rework. Man, Nusha too. Raven, what is your favorite hero to just chill while playing with? Oh man, to just chill, to like just chill out and play? Probably either Warden or Hitakiri, because Hitakiri is just such a turn your brain off and play character. And Zhang Jun. With those characters, you just turn your brain off. That it really is the way. Raven, they need to sacrifice an execution for the hero. Agreed. Raven Knight, new hero skin is JC Shugoki. Agreed. Is a Law Daddy rework finally going to go live? I don't know. Should a Warden rework be similar to Jorm's current moveset without the bash? In terms of moves, no. But in terms of difference of style, yes. Hey Raven, is it true the Aztec sword was sharp enough to decapitate a horse's head? There is evidence to suggest that, but probably not for repeated use. Raven Knight, have you gotten past Chaelbert yet? No. I had to put down the game for a while because of all the stuff going on around here, but I'll pick it back up soon. If you make a map... two pounds for Kalen Ross. Okay, last dono. What about a Zulu or Maori? Well, thank you for the donation. Zulu would be cool. Maori would be cool. But as long as they have good weapons. Raven Knight, do you think an Irish spear user would be a good Viking for the next one? How would they fight differently than Valkyrie or Nobushi? That's my question. I think the flicker tech on Hito is cool. It's just turn your brain off. That's all there is to it. 15 minutes left. Let me check. Yes, about 14 minutes. We're so excited. Hey, Raven, what do you think of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms? Fascinating. I think it's very fascinating. Raven, any ideas on executions? Yes, I have loads of ideas on executions. And if I had my camera turned on, I'd show you. Raven, have I got the time to make a kebab before the stream starts? I'm hungry as F and I need my protein. You got 15 minutes. Apollyon, very true and real. What about a Mongolian warrior for the Outlander? I suppose. Older, they tried this theory on Deadliest Warrior, took 2 swings on a gel horse, not clean, 1 hit kill, but close enough. Indeed. Raven Knight, are they going to announce the next set of Hero Fest today? The next set of... I guess. I mean, I know that Griffin's Hero Fest was today. We need a Muay Thai Muay Baran hero as an unarmed Sagat-inspired hero would be great. Yes! Because as a practicer of Muay Thai myself, I would love to see a Muay Thai hero. That'd be so cool. Like, no, don't even give him weapons. Throw that shit down. Have him go like Muay Thai Chaya! Hachik Kawaroi! I would love that. And for those wondering, yes, I was trained by an actual fighter from Bangkok. Guy was awesome. He passed away a couple of years ago, though. Have you read The Journey to the West? Yes, I have. Twice, in fact. Raven Knight, I already love the hero bonus points if the new hero is not a hybrid. Probably will be a hybrid. Hey, Raven, any plans on making a how to build video for Matsunaga Rio? Yes, I will do that. Raven, what other warrior from the world would you like to see? Rajput. Hey, Raven, do you think they will give Shugoki a giant Maquito weapon skin? No. Muay Thai for real? Yes, I've trained in Muay Thai. I did it for about 5-6 years. I still practice it. I'm just not near that gym anymore. Hey Raven, do you think Ubisoft ever update their story mode with the new heroes? No. I mean, because they don't care about the campaign. Raven, a serious question. Do you think there are historical counterparts in the game lore, considering that Guan Yu existed in canon? Would there be other real-life individuals? I don't think that they're ever going to go that direction. Raven, Hito main, heavy, kick, heavy. Correct. I'm actually going to Muay Thai today, actually, working on the 12 count combo lately. Oh, cool. That's good. What I loved was the very first thing I learned when I was training in Muay Thai was the mak tak tat, which is basically kick to the chest, step forward, kick to the shin, then follow it with another kick to the stomach to knock them down. So like a triple kick step, which was really strong. Against Muay Thai, it's not a fight, it's an execution. You're right. What I love about Muay Thai is not just that it's so effective, it's easy to learn. I basically memorized and learned all the techniques in a couple months. After that, it was all strength and endurance training. Raven, I just can't wait to see what kind of hoodoo, my voodoo magic curse the Jaguar Warrior brings to Heathmore. Please don't bring any curses. I'm done with that. If they actually bring a curse, then they've officially ripped off the Magi introduction and the Athera introduction. Ravenite, they don't care about the main story yet. They care enough to muddle it up, indeed. Did you see the TV show Archer? It's really funny. I've watched a little. Ravenite, they really need the undodgeable property for the side finishers, as I think everyone can dodge it for no reason. I've lost a lot of fights where that happened. Oh, which hero are you talking about? I want to learn Muay Thai. It's good art to learn. What do you think the 3 customizable parts of the weapons will be? The spear, the handle for the maquito, and the maquito itself. What got you into Muay Thai? Okay, so what got me into Muay Thai was not any video game character or TV show. Okay, that's what a lot of people think. What actually got me into it was I started out learning karate when I was a kid and learning kung fu from a local dojo. But a lot of the bullies that I was afraid of at school went there, so I got beat up a lot even at the dojo. I kind of dropped out of martial arts for a little while because of that, because I didn't think it was worth it. But then when I moved to college, I went to a college where there was a very sketch part of town nearby, and I was very scared because there were people there who seemed dangerous. And then one night I actually got jumped. I got mugged. And it was not fun. I was bloody. I was beaten up. It was scary. So I decided I would learn how to fight. I found out about this mixed martial arts gym that had 2 trainers, one who was specialized in jiu-jitsu, the other from Bangkok. I wanted to learn it because I heard that Muay Thai was a pretty good martial art for self-defense. I met with the Y crew. He was very friendly, asked me if I knew what I was doing, what I was signing up for. I said yes. He said, no, you don't. We're going to put you in the ring and I want you to see what you're up against. I got my ass kicked. And he said, do you still want to do this? I said, yes! So I started training, and I learned fast, and I got to be so good that he actually said, would you like to compete? Would you actually like to compete? Would you like to be competitive? And I said, if I can. I went into my first tournament. I did not win, but I was second runner-up, which was awesome. Very, very fun. But I ended up moving after about 4 years of doing this, and I couldn't find another gym to get connected with. Raymond, can we all agree that either this hero or the next Viking hero will be a hard counter to Kyoshin? I wish they would. I wish they would be a counter. Sounds like a Cobra Kai episode. Some people have said that to me. They've said that your life sounds something like an anime or a martial arts TV show. Well, life is stranger than fiction sometimes. Ain't that right, Lark? He agrees with me. Raven learned Kung Fu. My brother in Christ, you're the Dragon Warrior. I didn't train for long. Like I said, it was a dojo where a lot of people I didn't like lived. It was tiger style Kung Fu, and I still remember a few of the moves. I still remember a few of the katas, but I don't remember everything. Raven described me as Karate Kid arc. I miss Deadliest Warrior. It wasn't the most historically accurate show, but it was an entertaining show. Raven's got that MC energy. Yeah, but if I was the main character, wouldn't I have a hot girlfriend by now? It's not gonna happen! Raven's tournament arc? Oh, that'd be sick! Any anime you can recommend? Okay, anime I recommend. One Piece is awesome. Spy X Family is incredible. My Hero Academia is entertaining, but it's getting a little bit weird, so watch the first part. I wouldn't recommend everything. Let's see what else. Ranma 1/2, hilarious anime. I absolutely love it. It's old school, but it's very, very good. Naruto's not that good. I'd avoid it. Bleach is not that good. I'd avoid it. I'm gonna get some hate for that, but I stand by that statement. Let's see what else. What's another good one? Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. If you like anime with martial arts in it, that's a pretty good one. Shoot, my brain went dead. Your Name is a good anime movie. That's a good anime movie. I recommend that one. I'll think on it some more and come back to you. I used to do Korean martial arts for 6 years. Oh, like Taekwondo? Yeah, that's cool. Ravenite, wouldn't it be better for Griffin to be an Eastern European so that we can have the Russian, Cuman, Mongols, Turks, maybe Polish armor? Yeah, I said in my video, in my Heroes of History on Griffin, I said that he was probably a Varangian. Ravenite, any tips for someone who's starting off streaming for honor? Do what you love, man. You know, do what you love. Make it something unique to you. Make it something that you enjoy doing. Let's check. We got 6 minutes, boys. Kenichi's also a bit ecchi. Yeah, I've watched a few ecchi. Some of them are better than others. Like, for example, I hate High School DxD. I think that is just scum of the earth crap. I also hate what's that other one? I don't even remember it. Heaven's Lost Property. I hated that one too. That was terrible. And yet, at the same time, I thought Monster Musume, or Everyday Life with Monster Girls, was entertaining. I thought that was entertaining. Not when they were trying to be ecchi, when they were trying to be like when they were trying to explore monster biology and monster culture and stuff like that. I thought that was fascinating. But anytime they tried to be sexual or ecchi, I was like, yuck, stop it. Raven Monster Girl Doctor is a great anime too. I watched a few episodes of that. It was it was kind of weird, but it was okay. That time I got reincarnated as a slime is terrible. I liked the first season, but it just got so repetitive. Tenyo Tenji is the other one you hate. Yes! Oh, I hate Tenyo Tenji. Golf. Have you seen Akame ga Kill? It's okay. Raven, did you know there's a Deadliest Warrior game? I played it. I didn't like it. Ever heard of Prince of Arslan? It's an anime based off the Crusades, except instead of Muslims, it's Persians. Stop ruining history. All right. Demon Slayer. Oh, that is a good. Yeah, I forgot about Demon Slayer. That's a good one. Yeah, I support that one. Oh, have y'all, any of you anime fans out there ever seen what's it called? Shoot, what is it? It's that cooking one. Lark, what was the name of that cooking anime? Lark, what was the name of that cooking anime? Food Wars, that's right. Anyway, okay, let's check. Okay, 5 minutes. Goblin Slayer is awesome. How can I forget Goblin Slayer? I love Goblin Slayer. How Raven, personally, what's your favorite anime? Shonen would be One Piece. Spy X Family is good too. Ranma 1/2. All those are up there. Are you inside your toilet? No, but there's nothing in my room right now. Because like I said, we're still moving the furniture. Okay, so we can still talk, but because we're getting close to time, we're going to go ahead and start getting this set up for you know what. So let's go ahead and get chat set up over here. Okay. All right. I'll work on that later. Okay, here we go. Goblin Slayer's first episode put me off. I know it probably gets better, but that messed me up too much. It was pretty dark. I have a hard time rewatching that episode, but the rest of it's really, really good. Are you a fan of isekai? Some isekai. There's some isekai that's good, not a lot. Hell's Paradise? I haven't seen that. I like High School DxD, but I understand why you don't like it. I don't like High School DxD. Raven, you should replicate For Honor series in a VR game called Blade and Sorcery with mods. I've never played Blade and Sorcery. Maybe. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? I never watched that. After seeing the new Heroes look, the first thing that comes to my mind was, what's his Apollyon armor going to look like? Ha! Raven, did your teacher teach you to punch you don't let your kids see? Teach me the punch I don't let my kids see. He taught me how to punch. Shield Hero? Rising of the Shield Hero was okay, but it kind of went the same direction as Reincarnated as a Slime, where he just turned into a Gary Stew. Oh, boy. Hey, Raven, have you heard inspiring speeches in anime? Yes, I've heard some inspiring speeches. Raven, have you played Mordau? I have not. I like this hero event will be like Horde Coast Masquerade, probably. Raven Knight, you know what's funny? My friend put me on you and you became one of my favorite YouTubers. I'm glad to hear that. Konosuba's a great isekai. Haven't watched it. How about Berserk? I am in the process of reading the manga. I have been asked to read it. And after reading the first part of the manga, I can say this. It's living up to everything I thought it would be. It's not the worst. It's got some good stuff there, but it's about what I expected. To this day, I still rewatch Death Note. Oh, good. Raven Knight put Tanjiro in For Honor. Ah, yes. I remember Havoc doing that. That was awesome. Rurouni Kenshin. Oh, Rurouni Kenshin was a good one. Yeah. Whitebeard makes great speeches. That he does. Whitebeard makes great speeches. You know who makes bad speeches? Naruto, because they're always the same. I've had it hard too, so be good now. Corwin Keltner, $9.99. Couldn't sleep for my afternoon shift, so here I am watching. Hey, glad you're here. Apollyon, I just want to say I've been kind of burnt out with For Honor recently. Trailer brought me back, and I'm glad I'm watching this with you guys. Win For Honor community here. Great. Have you seen the Saga of Tanya the Evil? I don't like Saga of Tanya the Evil. A lot of it doesn't make sense to me, and a lot of it is just pretty weird, honestly. I think that the idea behind it is an interesting one, but it kind of dropped itself. Raven Knight, have you played Little Nightmares? No. Tanjiro would be an Orochi in For Honor. Either that or Kyoshin. Oh yeah, Rurouni Kenshin is awesome, even the movies. Yeah, no. Raven Knight, have you watched Cowboy Bebop? I have. I have watched the anime. Naruto, the self-made hypocrite. Naruto, here's the thing. I like Naruto more than Boruto, but the problem I have with Naruto is he always wins by talk no jutsu. Gold Roger speech at his death, solid. Is Goblin trying to talk about goblin babies getting killed? Because I never watched beyond that. It was sickening, and if they passed by it like nothing happened, then I feel like that's bad in my views. He basically explained that goblin babies hold on to grudges for life. If you leave them alive, they'll resent humanity and grow stronger and more hateful. And they bring that full circle in the last episode when a goblin child that was spared by an adventure ended up killing her when her back was turned. And then he grew smarter and wiser and turned into a goblin lord. Basically demonstrating that goblins are irredeemable monsters. And if you have a problem with that, I understand. But the anime is trying to push that goblins are monsters. And I don't know, I kind of like the idea that we just have monsters that are monsters for a change, you know? Hey, Raven, sorry I'm late. You're not late, we barely started. Well, I mean, we've been here for about an hour, but we haven't started the official stream. Hey, Raven, have you played Chivalry 2? Yes, I have. Whoa! Okay, it has started. We've got the 10-minute countdown. Can you guys hear me? I want to make sure that you can hear me and hear the music here. Okay, can y'all hear me? We need to get that worked out. Raven Knight, which hero is in For Honor has the best trailer? That's a good question. I'm not sure. Ever read or watched Vampire Hunter D? Yes, I've watched it. So, okay guys, let me know. Can y'all hear me okay? Y'all can hear me? And can you hear the music? Okay, the music's a little loud. Is the music a little too loud? Like, I want to make sure that you can hear me good and that the music isn't too loud or too soft. Okay, we hear it, yes. Loud and clear, good. Lots of people saying yes, so that's good. Beautiful voice can be heard, awesome. I can't full screen it until they start, okay? Because here's the thing, while the music is loud enough right now, but they might get quieter, so I want to make sure that everything can be heard. Music's a bit loud, okay. All right, we can fix that. We'll drop it down just a little bit, just a little bit. I love this music, guys. This music is so good. Hey, have y'all ever seen that Bugs Bunny cartoon where Bugs Bunny is on that island and he is with those two shipwreck guys and he's like playing the drums? Like he's pretending to be a native and he's playing the drums. That's what this reminds me of. Let me see if I can find that. What was that? No. Yeah, it was on this one. It was this. I'll pull it up later. Wait, no, actually, hold on. Bugs Bunny. Yeah, this should be it. Look, tell me this isn't the, yeah. Okay, we're gonna save it. We're gonna save it for when the drums pop up again. The drums will pop up again, but. Ravenite, what are some of the very unique weaknesses that mounts at night suffer in battle? I'm not talking about things like crossbow or how they're hard to replace, any exceptional weaknesses. Well, a mounted knight relies on his horse to not die and fall out from underneath him. That's a major weakness. Will I full screen it? Yes, but I want the stream to actually start first so that we can make sure that the audio is working properly. Do I think they got more of a budget for this hero? Maybe. It's possible. I think they got a better budget this year. Is what I think is going on. Because keep in mind, the budget was cut severely thanks to COVID, and now that COVID is no longer a thing, I think they're getting some more funding. Have I seen the new hero trailer? Yes, I have. What were my thoughts on the hero trailer? Looks badass. He looks incredible. I'm so excited. What's my opinion on a crossbow hero? I don't see it working. $5. Have you ever thought of being a writer? I find your stories very fun and interesting. Hey, guess what, my friend? This is going to surprise you, but I am a published author. I've written 2 books that I've published, and I have a DeviantArt page where I write short stories and requested stories all the time. So I am a published writer. And I'm working on getting my next book published. Come on, get those drums going again, because I want to see the Waikiki Rabbit with it. Goblin Slayer Abridged? That was funny. Goblin Slayer Abridged was very funny, but I prefer the original. Oh, here we go. Come on, get those drums going. What's the name of the book? Death Diary. Alex Jones should voice Goblin Slayer? No. Jason Statham should voice Goblin Slayer. My books are not on paperback. They're not physical copies. They're on Kindle. One of them is a short story called Set Written Stone, and the other is called Death Diary. Here we go. All right, let's see it. Tell me that isn't hilarious. Look at this. I love it. I love playing that to that. That is so funny. Tell me y'all didn't find that funny. I thought that was hilarious. What interviews are already having for your Legends character for Ocelotl? I need to hear the full lore first before I work that out. I thought that would be funny, like the way Bugs was dancing to this music. Oh, that was funny. I know, Cash, I know. Bugs breaks it down, man. Oh, sorry. Was it not working properly? It is a poorly rendered video. Yeah. Okay, that's right.
I was heading back towards my village.
Oh, this
Successful hunt.
All right, let's hear it.
Heard the screams. I remember running as fast as I could, and still feeling like I was so far away.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this bit.
I stopped only for a moment when I broke through the tree line.
I bet you did.
I saw the burning homes.
I bet you did.
The lifeless villagers on the ground. And the blood. So much blood. My eyes filled with rageful tears, but I held them back. I focused on those who were still alive. My people, rounded up on their knees, shaking, crying, screaming.
Yeah.
And the 3 warmonger conquistadors that stood tall in front of them.
What do you know? How do you know it's a warmonger? How do you know it's a conquistador? How do you know those
pointing
names?
at their next victim. A child.
Yeah.
A conquistador grabbed the boy by the neck. They never heard me coming.
And they laughed about it. I love that.
It was quick, but they felt death before it took them. Covered in the blood of my victims, my attention turned to the horizon, to Tenochtitlan.
Tenochtitlan is the capital of the Aztec Empire, and it was the site of many sacrifices.
The pillars of black smoke in the distance made me realize the worst. They had come for everything we had. I was too late to stop them then, but I am here now, among them. They think me trapped, caged, but they have no idea what is coming. We will have our revenge.
Ah, boy, this writing, man. I need to have a word with him. All right, let's get this thing full screen.
Shiwala Gi. Shiwala Gi. Shiwala Gi. Let the hunt begin.
What a good intro. I do like that intro. All right, let's get this game started. All right, guys, I'm pumped. Let's do this. Hero reveal. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, the cage is falling. Cool, he got out. How, I wonder? How'd he do that?
Welcome back,
Ah,
Warriors.
it's my boy!
Hope everybody's hyped because
Look, he put the shades on the night helm.
The Ocellato, yes.
Ocellato. Oh, you're calling him the Ocellato?
All of
Ocellato?
really
That's what you're calling him? You know it's called Ocelot, right? All right, fine. Ocelotl. Sure, I'll take it.
Yeah, we got some stuff,
think we
Drupal,
do.
and we can tell you all about that right now in this game. So this is great. You all know how this works by now. Okay, we want to get to talking about this new hero because we are super excited about that, but we want you to also benefit as much as possible from enjoying it with us. So I hope you linked your Ubisoft account to your Twitch account while you're watching us, because for every 30 minutes you watch with us, you are going to get a scavenger crate. And also, at the end of this stream, you're going to be put into a chance to win a grand prize kind of thing of either 100,000 steel or the new hero. And again, like, I know we kind of say this every time, but like, you really want this one because he's amazing. It's so good. It's so good.
So good.
So, yeah.
As long as
We
he's
have a
not
lot of
overpowered. We need balance in the game,
So
not
not
overpowered.
only can you just watch and get that, but we are going to be running a bit of a top 10 streamers next week on July 27th. So for the week of the release of the new hero, if you're out there, you're streaming on Twitch, and you rack up your hours, we're going to take the top 10 of you and grant you 100,000 steals. So
Apparently I need to start streaming on Twitch because they don't reward YouTube streamers. They reward Twitch streamers.
We will be vetting to make
That kind of sucks, though.
Yeah.
No shenanigans.
Yeah, we don't account for we don't agree or
We do not suffer
what-
fools.
We suffer no fools here, as that's very true here. So no fools will be suffered, but the top 10 legitimate streamers.
Child sweating like a knife.
As is, No, if you have to ask, then that's probably the problem. But yeah, so. But if you're not into streaming too, we've got you covered as well. Just by watching the people stream starting next week as well, you can also win some fabulous prizes here. So you watch an hour, you get XP boost. You watch, 4 hours, you get more XP. You get scavenger crates. You get champion status steel.
It's like a total of 10k steel.
It's
Okay.
a lot, yeah.
That is a lot.
And all you have to do is watch. So, honestly, starting next week, we got you covered. Whether you're watching, whether you're streaming, whether you're playing, we're going to have a great time. So,
Yay! Okay, get on with it.
But wait, there's more.
What?
We've got a free week coming to For Honor.
Oh, another
Chance
free
for you
week.
to
Cool.
get all your friends in the game to be like, play this game. It's amazing.
It is.
Here's the thing: you can make free weeks all you want, but you gotta advertise the game, man.
Yeah.
Gotta advertise it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
get your friends on board because we've got more to help them out. And if you're like, well, I've already tried to get all my friends into the game. They all tried, and now they don't play anymore. We've got something for that too.
That's right. That's
Do
why
we?
we're prepared for any type of situation that could come up here. That's why we have a reactivation program that's also starting next week from July 27th and running all the way through September 14th. So you may be asking, what is a reactivation program? I know I was asking that, earlier, but it's a great system here where basically if you are playing the game, you're an active player playing, at least within the last year, you can kind of send a little re-invite, not for new players, but maybe people who've dropped off, and you say, hey, guess what? We have a new amazing hero that's launching. The game is at its peak it's ever been. It's so
Yeah, I know. I agree with that. The
Just
game
come
is
back
at its
and
absolute
play,
best that it's
jump
ever
back
been.
in,
It's going to
maybe-
be contentious in chat.
I'm fine with that. I will,
And I'm okay with it,
I will
too.
No,
do it.
I agree. Like, I agree. The game is better now than it has
Bring it
ever
back.
been.
And yeah,
Not in terms of lore. The lore is crap, but I mean in terms of gameplay.
Program here, you are going to win some fabulous, awesome prizes too. You'll get some XP boosts, scavenger crates, an exclusive elite outfit if you bring one person back, 2 friends.
Convert a friend. Yeah, you're right. It is convert a friend.
New effect. And 3 or more friends, guess what? You're going to get some champion status, some steel, and the people you bring back, they benefit as well. They get champion status, they get some steel, so it's a great way to bring some people back who've maybe dropped off over the past, like a year or so ago, with those people who maybe got the game right at the beginning. We're like, I love the campaign, but what's up with multiplayer? And you're like, hey, that's all fixed. It's amazing now. I know, there's still...
I like the fact that they acknowledge the game didn't start great and they had to fix it.
Yeah.
That's still funny. They're just like, oh yeah, I played when it came out, but haven't come back. You're like, nah, come back.
I got a deal for you.
Yeah, we've got it.
But yeah, great chance to earn some steel. Get your friends back in. It's like, hey, just like come play the new Ocelot hero. So, but before we get into the new Ocelot hero, I think we're gonna. Oh no, I gotta recap what's coming up in TU.
We got more than that,
Wow,
too.
I got ahead of myself.
And that's the headliner. There.
Yeah, I do that
Okay.
all the time. It's okay. So let's take a quick look at what happened last TU and what's coming up this TU.
Okay.
Last TU. Here's this TU. We got new hero, event pass, armor variations, performance mode, console players hype, and Shadows of the Hidakiri throwback event, which was actually like the first event. First time I helped out on For Honor, like officially, was when that event launched.
Really? So you joined during the Harbinger's year?
We'll, talk about
Wow.
which heroes will be included in that a little later in the show.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good.
Might be a little stabby.
Nope,
little
maybe.
stabby.
I mean,
Might be a
yeah,
little
pretty good on
stabby.
being a stabby.
I want to use that line. I'm going to use that line. It's going to be a little stabby.
So,
Oh yeah.
but Brian, did my ears deceive me? Did you mention a performance?
I did. And so before we jump into all the details about the Ocelot, we're going to talk about the console performance mode coming up. So we'll be right back with Gabrielle to talk about that. So don't go anywhere.
You are torturing us, dude. Look, performance mode, cool, but I want to see the Ocelot. Come on, bro. I want to see the Ocelot. Oh well, I mean, still. All right. Well, I guess I'll listen to the performance mode because I'm a console player, so I'm very interested to see what they have to say. I think that there should be armor variation, so maybe we'll get that during the transition. $1 from Joshua Ochoa. Thank you, Jose, or Josui, or Jos. I know I'm mispronouncing that.
Welcome back, Warriors, and welcome, Gabrielle. I believe this is your first time on the den.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, so before we get into the console performance mode, why don't you quickly tell everyone at home what it is that you do for Honor?
I'm the programming team lead of the content programmer, so all engine, UI, gameplay.
So all that nitty-gritty, like getting your hands dirty. Exactly.
Okay.
I like it. So we've got a console performance mode coming to you. A couple of notes before we jump into the specifics. This will be a new option in the UI. So for those of you who are like, I like my For Honor how it is. I don't want any changes, okay? That's fine. You can just leave it on quality mode, which is where it'll be by default, which is the For Honor you've known and loved for these 7 years. It's nuts. But for those of you who are like, I want more frames. I want more frames in my For Honor. We're going to have a performance mode option you can select. There will be some trade-offs. So you'll be trading a little bit of graphic fidelity for more frames. But this will enable some of you to finally light parry. So,
hey, you mean I can finally light parry? Yay!
Literal years now. And
guys, they said I could light parry now.
We jump into some of the specifics and you can walk us through it.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, there are some trade-offs. I'm going to start with those.
Okay.
We reduced the resolution to 1080p, so some had 4K, now it's 1080p. We reduced some graphic upgrades, some console graphic upgrade, reduced that also to get the best performance. There's some possibility of screen tearing, but if you have some hardware that supports VR or revocable refresh rate, you can mitigate that.
And that's because we got rid of these.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And also there's if you have a 120 Hz monitor or TV, this will get even better with performance mode.
All right, and for those of you who are like, well, what specifics are there? What technical requirements do I need? What hardware requirements? Because I know like you have to have certain HDMI cables, stuff like that. We've got a blog post that's going to be coming, so you'll be able to go on the For Honor news section, forhonorgame.com, and that article.
I'm sorry, I do not speak techno jumble bumble geek. I don't know most of what you're talking about.
Best experience with performance mode. And it should answer any questions in there, like what to do if you get screen tearing. Like Gabrielle said, you can enable variable refresh rate, active sync, whatever your display calls it. Yeah. And take us through what kind of performance thresholds are we looking at?
Yeah, so basically the core.
Hey Raven, are you Protestant or Catholic? I'm Protestant.
On the frame rate, so to get the best of all the console. So we have a little table here with some of the range. We can get like on old gen, we can get around 40 FPS, on mid gen around 60, and then on current gens up to 120. So it's a lot better than the 60 we had before.
Nice. And a quick note on that, obviously that's dependent on what's kind of happening in the game, everything going on.
Raven sounds kind of louder than the devs. Hold on, I'll fix that.
You know, this is
this is why I always check these things.
What you can expect average is in that threshold, might go plus or minus some.
Exactly.
Because if you're on docks, like looking across everything and everything's blowing up, you're blowing up.
A lot of things happening.
Then you might see it dip like a few frames below our target. But
I will try the performance mode, but I don't know if it'll make much difference. I am such a shit gamer that I don't know if it would make any difference.
Get into the Ocelot.
No, that's pretty much it. Like you mentioned, check the article.
That's it?
Is in there.
Oh, so he just came out to say, hey, this is happening and here's what it is. I'm now leaving. Bye. Like, okay, good.
So huge thanks to the engine team that worked on this. They did an amazing job, and it's super awesome.
Yeah, it's always nice when a section of the team takes something on as a challenge.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we can't do this. Yeah, bet.
Yeah.
Here's hoping one of Ocelot's executions is Kalima Shakti Day. More of an Indian thing, that.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. And we'll be right back with all the intro to the Ocelot. And so what we have...
Oh, Raven, you also use Opera? Yeah, Opera. I use your stuff. Sponsor me.
Put on your brown pants, and here you go.
All right, here we go.
You know what it is to mourn an empire.
What?
To see your home defiled.
Uh-huh.
You tried to take everything from us.
Whoa.
Yet here we stand. A blood debt will be paid. You will have no victory. The Ocelotl will hunt
What the hell?
across oceans, across.
What the hell?
You will know our pain, but you'll never hear us coming. All you will hear is your own scream.
Okay, that was awesome, but I've got questions. I have questions. And also, yes, it looks like they're going the whole, you ruined our empire, now we're gonna make you pay. I'm like, yeah, come on, dude. We will make you know our suffering. Like the suffering you did to several other tribes. Okay. Don't take the moral high horse, dude. You're gonna get altitude sickness. I'm sorry, just while that was going, all I could think was, first of all, ghost mode. How did he go invisible there for a second? What the hell was that? Second, again, the whole. Oh,
Welcome back once
all right,
again.
let's hear it. Let's hear
I'm
it.
joined on the couch today by Mr. Stefan, Mr. Ian, and oh no, Raphael.
Why? Oh no! I thought you were happy to see me.
The wrong name popped into my head, and I was like, "Nope, we're not doing that." So, welcome, Raphael. I believe this is your first time on the Den.
It is indeed. I'm really happy to be here.
And I am too. Sorry about the failed intro.
No problem.
So, yeah.
I need to hear it. I need to know the story.
And then will be the new Ocelotl hero. And then 2 weeks, that'll be for Cold Hard Cash. And then 2 weeks later, available for Steel, the Riddle of Steel. But we've got a lot of details to get through with regard to all the things for the hero. So why don't we jump into that with you, Stefan? Why don't you give us a quick rundown?
I would love to. Super hyped to talk about the Ocelotl. It's a new Outlander, bringing a new hero to the battle finally. Outlander, what I love about them is they bring two new things to the battlefield every time. First is a new culture. We've started to see that at the start of the season, and I think Ian will talk more about that and others throughout the show. So I won't spend too much time on that, but Aztec for the first time. Yes, awesome. And then second thing that the Outlanders bring is a new gameplay aspect. And we're going to see that later in the show. Yes, exactly. More detailed explanation. But at the high level, this character is very precise, calculating, tactical hunter. And you're going to see that reflected in
a little sneaky stocky.
Maybe a little bit. You're going to see it reflected both in the fight kit with the ability to kind of move around the fight a little bit and jump in, pound skank as you want.
Surprise.
So he's a stealth fighter, essentially.
And then you'll see the stalking hunter aspect also shown through the feat kit. And you will always be stalked by them. You're going to feel like there's eyes everywhere.
Yeah, even through death.
Even through death.
Oh,
Yes.
what do you mean with that?
I don't know.
You'll see later, but there's no limit to you will never feel safe on the battlefield, which I think is going to be great. And I also feel there's going to be a bit of a meta shift for all the times where you're like, well, I'm in a one-on-one that I'm winning. Everything's going to go my way. Maybe you won't be. Maybe you're going to be just chilling on your home point. maybe that's not going to go super well. And maybe you're going to turn out to be the weak,
And
wounded gazelle running away, and it's going to be like
that's where the surprise comes in.
exactly.
But, I mean, the unofficial
So-
tagline is basically "Be afraid," right?
Yeah.
Go.
So what you're saying is he can basically sneak around and then engage
I'm
from hiding
looking
places.
forward to,
Okay.
just everything we have to divulge today on the hero. Raphael's going to be giving us a historical perspective, but first, Ian, can you walk us through the narrative?
All right, let's hear this. The story.
Yeah, I want to all the story, all
Right.
the lore.
Tell me.
Let's talk about, in TU1 we had the conquistadors. They returned to Heathmore. After visiting the New World. Now we can say
Yeah,
Aztec.
we say
can
Aztec.
Yeah,
We
let's
can
do
say
it.
Aztec as much as we want.
No more secrets, finally. So they returned after plundering the empire. They brought back all this gold. They had this big party. They told like tales of their grand achievements. But hey, here's a spoiler. They lied. They made shit up. Everything they did was horrible, actually. And they said they brought back this lone prisoner, this final survivor of the Aztec Empire, but it's not true.
Colonizers lie? Never.
No, it's unheard of. Unheard of.
Watch yourself.
So yeah, this our main Aztec hero, the Ocelotl, our main caged prisoner, he willingly gave himself up. He surrendered knowingly so that the rest of his people would be kept safe.
How?
While the others like okay, we got
Just
the
kind of
last
like, I'm
Aztec.
the last one, promise.
Exactly.
Wink, wink.
Why would they assume that?
There's definitely not
What?
much behind me.
No, he played a Joker card and said like, "Take me in," and
No, what? That's
now he's
ludicrous.
just lying in wait. We know the execution's coming at sunup, but actually, what he knows, is that his people followed him. They followed him back to Heathmore. They're coming, and they're here to exact brutal vengeance.
I think that's the name of the season.
That is the name of the season.
Oh,
What?
we said the thing.
That's a lot of confidence, simply putting your life into the hands of your friends, and oh yeah, they'll be there on time.
I mean, it's the Ocelotl.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
Cool like that.
And I think there's a lot of that narrative that's been baked into the map realization as well. So what are some things that players can look for?
Absolutely. While you're playing, keep an eye out. We have a lot of dead conquistadors. It's some gruesome, some, not to say not gruesome, but also slightly
Quite
comical.
creative.
Let's say that. You might.
Pretty sure I saw someone inside a snack.
There is a snake. There's a guy leaking from the chain right there.
You
So
probably shouldn't be leaking. That's not a good thing.
Don't leak at Ubisoft. Yes.
Yeah.
so yeah, there's plenty more. Just keep an eye out because we're telling the story of the Ocelotl who arrived in Heathmore, and they're leaving no stones unturned.
As well they should.
As well they should.
Yeah. So I am super excited for all that is coming out this season. I'm looking forward to the lore orders. There's going to be some fun stuff in there, I know. But Raphael,
Hey,
let's talk a little bit about the historical perspective that went into.
Oh, we're talking history. All right. Hit me with
I
it.
guess first we could discuss the fact that there is a historian working on this game.
Oh, is
Samurai
there?
and Viking game. Well, what is that? I guess it's unexpected, but the fact is, For Honor is inspired by history in pretty much all of its aspects. How our heroes look, how they sound, how they fight, why they fight. It's not that we are an historical game. We don't try to be historical. We don't try to teach you anything, but we want to make a game that's fun, okay, well, first, and then a world that's coherent, that will take the players in. And we've believed for a long time, and we still believe, that history is a good starting point to provide all of this. So my job is to provide inspiration to help the team. It's a basis, We will go away from it at some point, but at the start,
Oh
it's
my
like
God,
that,
you're
and
actually
then we
doing
go
this.
as we want.
Authentic versus accurate.
Yes.
Yeah. And a good example
Wow.
of that is, the Aztecs in history, they weren't known as sailors. But in our version of history, or what we're saying, like I said, they followed their leader home. Because, in our version, after the cataclysm, they traded with pirates. The Aztec picked up on some
If they traded with pirates and the pirates would have known where they were,
to get to Heathmore.
Just like
they would have known better.
teach me how to build a ship.
Or feathers or anything else that the Aztecs would have.
But it comes back to the believability aspect. This is one of our core pillars on For Honor. We want, to be divergent in terms of history, but we want you to be immersed and feel the same feel as like the knight that would hold the sword. You want the sword to be recognizable.
But no, hold on. What you're basically saying is we know that we're gonna break away from historical truth. We don't care.
Come back to that key moment.
What you essentially said is we know that we're not being historically truthful with the Aztecs, but we're not trying to be historical. As a historian, sir, you should be ashamed of that statement.
To give a big shout out to the narrative team and the audio team, because we did something really special with this hero. We made him talk and speak in Nahuatl. And this is not something that's used, that's really seen often in video games. So you may have seen that none of us speaks fluently in Nahuatl right now. So we had to go and work with a real actor, an actor that's called Rufino Romero. See him right there. And he actually speaks Nahuatl, modern Nahuatl, which is different from the classical Nahuatl that the Aztecs or Mexicas would have been talking. We had, after that, to go to external experts that helped us to translate the line from Ian or the rest of the narrative team. It was not an easy process because sometimes the lines would be too long when you translated them, so we had to go back. But in the end, it works, and I'm really, really proud that we made that effort. It's one.
Yeah, I'm glad you did that, man. I really am. I think that's awesome. But I have some serious problems with what you just said.
Once again, into the world of For Honor.
And I love Rufino's work.
I feel like they brought him on to refute me. I feel like this is for me right now.
They did great. It was great.
He is the ocelot.
Yeah. All right. So for those of you at home, thank you, Stefan, Ian, and Raphael.
Always a
for
pleasure.
joining me. But we've got more with the artistic direction. But first, quick mention: we will have an event pass for the Ocelot. That'll start July 27th to go through August 17th. So some of the things you can earn here: we've got the Tenochtitlan outfit coming at you, as well as we've got the Light of Tenochtitlan ornament, and right. We've got
No. I'm not saying that this is the end of For Honor. I'm not saying this is the end of For Honor, but what he said is bothering me. That's the issue. What he said is bothering me.
Thank you again, all three.
He basically what he said was, as a historian, we have a historian on the staff basically saying, for those of you saying we're not historically accurate, we're aware of that. Here's the thing. We take inspiration from history, but we don't actually follow history because that wouldn't make the game as engaging. And he's, like, for example, he's saying the Aztecs weren't known for being sailors. But we have to get them to Heathmore somehow. So we had to make them sailors. And you know what? Small changes like that are fine. Small differences like that are okay. I can accept those. Like, those are okay. But the problem is, if I were to say something like, you are aware that the Aztecs were just as tyrannical and just as brutal and violent with their own kind and with other tribes, right? They were going to say, oh, well, no, see, that's the thing, that's history, but we're not trying to follow. See, my issue with that is what line is it that we don't cross? How long until we get a character? Like, what if they said, all right, we're going to bring in a Rajput warrior, but we're going to make him totally fantasy, nothing like the actual Rajput. What if we bring in a Zulu warrior, but he's nothing like the actual Zulu? Well, that's just because we're taking ideas from history. We're not actually trying to be historical. I don't know. I know that there are some people who don't care about this like I do, but as a historian, as someone who cares about the history, wouldn't it have been better to be historically accurate? Wouldn't it have been better to fall? And, okay, here's my issue. Here's my other issue. He gave himself up to save the rest of his empire. Are you saying the conquistadors were so effing stupid they thought there were only, 4 or 5 warriors in their massive empire? Didn't they search the whole empire to find all of its gold? And if they're so strong that they can be a threat to the conquistadors, why didn't the rest of the warriors come out en masse to fight them? Why wait? Why follow them back and potentially fight more? Why not fight this small army of conquistadors with your massive army instead of going there? No, that was stupid. That was the dumbest decision you could have made. That was the dumbest decision. No, think about it. Let's say that there are 300 conquistadors, but you've got an empire of 2,000 Aztec jaguars. Those jaguars could curb stomp the conquistadors. Why risk following them back and fighting a nation of conquistadors? You could have killed them right there and not even had to risk stealing anything. Oh, but I wanted to protect my people. Bitch, you're risking them by sending them into the lion's den. You know what you've done? A pack of wolves left its den to come and kill you, and you decided to follow that pack back home and risk fighting them in their own turf. That was the dumbest thing you could have done, Aztec.
Welcome
That's
it's
dumb.
Artistic direction time.
Oh, that was dumb.
Firsts today. Joining us again for the first time on the Den is Alex and Kiara. How are you both doing today?
Fantastic. Really excited.
So before we jump into the artistic direction behind the Ocelot, why don't you both tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yes, so I'm Alex. I'm the production manager on the character team, which is the ridiculously talented team that makes all of the new heroes, armor sets, and hero skins. I also coordinate with our team in Chengdu that makes all of the weapons, all of the outfits, ornaments, mood effects, and armor variations.
Hi, and I'm Kiara. I do texture art. I also coordinate a little bit with Chengdu for validation and other fun stuff.
So all the materials.
Yes.
A lot about rocks.
Especially this season.
Awesome. So why don't we just jump right in?
We'll talk about how I would have done it later. Let's focus on this first, and then I'll tell you how I would have done it differently. Okay?
So for
We'll do this later. We'll talk about that later.
Tried to make a respectful adaptation into our game. Like Raphael was mentioning, we had a lot of collaboration with historians trying to work that in a little bit. So for our first set, we really went for the Jaguar Warrior, that classic look. Yeah. Yeah, well, and the word Ocelotl is what the Jaguar Warrior class would have been called in the model.
And so we've got some gorgeous concept art up here, and I know that you guys traditionally start with like a 2D.
Yes.
And then build that up to a 3D.
Yeah, exactly. So we have all these lovely references from our historians. How do we go and adapt that? How do we translate that into 3D? So we'll take a lot of these images and put them together into the concept, and then we have this meeting where everyone who's going to work on the set will get together to actually talk about how we create it. So we'll have the concept artist, the modeler who'll work on it, the texture artist who'll work on it, the rigger who'll work on it, along with artistic
$5 from
direction.
Crimson.
Just
That
to
whole
figure
colonizers
out
line
how to do
alone
that. So
shows their
that's
actual
what
view on
we
history, and at this point I'm expecting them to refer to the Aztec as Latinx at
How
this
does
point.
it fit around? How
Wouldn't
does it
surprise
hold
me.
up? Where's the buckle?
Right, because when you draw it in 2D, you can just put something somewhere.
Yeah, I like the inspiration too. That's definitely a positive.
Exactly.
Let me be clear. The design looks
Whereas
baller.
this
The design, the weapons, all of this looks
Woodwork.
incredible. This is great. The lore's bad. The lore is bad.
I didn't skip over anything, did I?
No.
Okay, so I think in addition to this, like we can see that Ocelot has like a lot of there's a lot of different textures going on here, a lot of different materials.
Yeah, no, seriously, this looks great.
Kiara, I think you have a lot to do with that, right? Oh, sorry,
Yes.
did I
Yes.
skip?
I do, but
Yes, we were going to talk a little bit about what the accessories were on the sets.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I can't forget that.
Yeah, exactly. So, set one, the Jaguar is one of them. We also have an eagle and a snake. And so in this one, yes,
We're gonna have a snack set. Nice.
yeah. So the materials was an important choice that we had for this. So we don't have a lot of metal. Instead, what we have is obsidian and turquoise, and we have some beads that were made from nuts. And so what the set has there is that the animal sort of helmet, and then at his waist he'll have an obsidian knife and a death wish.
Yeah, like lore aside, guys, this is some
Yeah.
killer
Mostly loud.
outfit.
It
Like this
is.
looks so
I
good.
wish I could blow it on the
This
show.
looks really, really good. Like I'm not even kidding.
Like at home.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
I think we've got the Jaguar set. We mentioned Snick. There's
Yes.
there's also some ceremonial.
We also have a set 2. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
And in the
wow.
set 2, this one is based on warrior priests who would also accompany the Aztecs into battle. So
I
this
doubt
one
that
has
highly.
ceremonial masks. The themes of them are human, demon, and death. death one is
The death
pretty
one is
fantastic.
sick.
It also has a cape, which would have been a mark of distinction earned in battle, much like the pelt of the first set as well, which would be earned for taking prisoners.
Nice. So all of you cape fans at home, we got capes.
We got capes.
Ocelot has capes.
Yeah.
So now we're safe.
Wait, are the weapons made of iron now? Did you get iron for your weapons now?
So Kiara,
Yes.
talk to us about the materials, because I see we don't just have these like flat 2D feathers going on.
Oh no, yeah, we've got a lot of fun stuff. The materials this time, the big challenge is that all the materials used for Ocelotl is
$10 from Clay
raw
Pigeon. So you're telling me the
compared to
Aztecs
the
couldn't beat Horcrux
which
without a
really
massive
had,
home field advantage, yet a
transformed
lone
into
warrior took on an
metal.
army in unfamiliar
The-
territory? The Aztec story is just Pocahontas meets Rambo.
found were hammered.
Okay, here's all the armor. Okay, let's see.
Ornate armor, but in this
Wow.
case, it's just fur. It's rocks. It's turquoise that they polished, stick a little hole, put it around your belt, call it a day. You can see that the materials are really raw. They're from nature. They're just purely also respected like that because that was part of the culture.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of work on the turquoise, on the golds, on the metals, on the obsidian, which is a really fun thing to work with. You'll see that there's variety in it too. Like it's not just turquoise.
These look really good. Like these look incredibly good.
Depth in the blues, depth in the golds.
Oh, that
Woods,
skull
they're
one
more
looks
of a reddish
sick.
tint because the nature over there in the Southern Americas, wood is more reddish compared to here, which are more on the grayish, brownish tints. And the feathers, which we really,
I'm excited about
oh,
That's beautiful.
the feathers are beautiful. So
That
from
skull look is
right,
awesome, not even
all the
lying.
birds
That
are
is so
crazy
cool.
colors and funky patterns, and we really wanted to keep that, but give the players.
Oh, the weapons now. Okay, let's see these weapons. Let's see if they stick to the wood and
Colors
obsidian or if they go full
color
steel on me.
to modify the
Telling me
feathers.
I can adjust with my color palette.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
Okay, the
there's
first two look fine. The
variety
first
in
two sets look
feathers.
okay.
It's gonna be a lot of
Third one looks good. I like the
Especially
third one. That looks really
since they're
nice.
proper
But it's clear that they're not using obsidian at this point. They're using
feathers
steel.
have little
Oh, now they're using
the
teeth.
colors.
Look at the teeth on that
shift
one.
when you put them in the light, and it's amazing. It got me really excited.
Okay, some of these look really good. Like these look really awesome.
Customization menu.
Yeah.
It's probably where like 60%.
That looks good.
of game time is.
That looks pretty good. I mean, they're not accurate. They wouldn't have steel to stick in there. Oh, that looks
Thinking
good.
about that too, and thinking about you guys at home. That and another very important part.
$5 from White One Guard for honor. It's on the theme of swords of injustice and justice for history in the game's narrative.
Aztec, the way they
Maybe
used
they
to
are. I
work
still
with
stand
how,
by it's a problem historically.
the, Asian cultures or European cultures did, which is very
Like highly processed.
Processed.
thinned out.
Oh, that one may be my
Yeah,
favorite so far.
exactly.
This one right here, that may be
Here
my
it's
favorite.
more dirt. It's thicker. You can
Wow,
actually see.
these are
the
so
marks
good.
Done on the characters as if
These
they
are
were
so.
your
Oh my! Look at that one. There's-
and put
Oh,
it.
so you can see
stuff.
like the finger tracks.
Yeah, the finger tracks.
These are so
Um,
good.
everything.
Wow.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
These are guys. These are incredible. Oh, look at that. Oh my God.
Yes. I love that. And
These all look so good. I don't know which ones are my favorite. These are all so well done.
we've also got we've got a new set for Shinobi coming out as well. So we've got set. We gotta give Max a second because we gotta let this video finish. But,
Wow.
we're gonna show you the new set for Shinobi here in just a second.
Wait, Shinobi has a new set? What are you talking about? Shinobi got new armor sets?
Variety again.
Since when? What?
Flat, simple gold. There's rolls.
Shinobi got new armor sets?
Hammering in the gold, and you can see the shaping of the obsidian on the weapons. It's
Those weren't obsidian. Those were clearly steel. Good try, sweetheart.
And it shows.
Yeah.
It shows. There's one of the weapon sets got a lot of orange in it. I think
Oh.
that's going to be the one I'll grind for. But yeah, I mentioned the new Shinobi set. So let's take a
Let's
look
see it.
at
Okay,
set
Shinobi
5.
set.
So
What the hell?
Squinch on with.
Oh my God! What? Look at that!
Shinobi coming out. So for everyone's favorite ninja.
Oh my Lord!
Is that it's like a what do they call it? The little turtle guys in the water, a kappa.
Kappa. It's a cap.
Kappa vibe to it there. And
Oh,
then
those both look
we've got
cool.
new
Those both
armor
look cool.
variations coming for the Viking, the Wulin, and the Outlanders. So as we announced earlier this year, we've got new armor variations coming every season for different factions. So you can see them at the bottom here. So in October,
Okay, so we're getting Viking, Wulin, and Outlander armor sets this season. Sweet! Let's go.
Yes, these were all worked on by the Chengdu team. So shout out to Chengdu. Thanks for all your hard work.
Yeah, they do such a great job, and
Let's see 'em.
and they work with us very closely so that we can get it just right. So
They're really great.
yes,
That Shinobi armor looks absolutely savage. The Ocelot looks great. The Shinobi armors look great. Let's see the new. Okay, say what you. Okay, the lore's bad. The lore's bad, and I've got some problems, and we'll talk about that. But can we just mad respect for the armor sets here? The armor and weapons look so good. These are solid.
We've got. I think we've got. Time. Wait, we've got an armor variation video. That's right. And
Okay.
we'll be back with the gameplay.
All right, let's see the armor variations. All right, here we go. Raider first. Ooh, I like Raiders. I like Raiders helmet. That's a good helmet. Berserker. Okay, not bad. I've seen worse for Berserker. I really have. That one's not too bad. Look at that! Highlander with the black beard. I like that. Get behind that. Shaman. I've seen better. The hair's fine. The hair's fine. It's not the worst. Oh, dude, Jormungandr looking clean. I like that. Valkyrie, show me your pretty face. I want to see your face, Valkyrie. Show me your face. Oh, wow. Warlord actually looks kind of good. Okay. Warlord looking solid. I can dig it. We can dig it. Not bad, Warlord. Okay. Wulin, Tiandi. It's okay. Tiandi's is okay. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Shaolin. Okay, I don't like that head with the like partial hair on it. I'm not a big fan of that, but that one's okay. Nusha. Oh, Nusha, you look beautiful, sweetheart. You look beautiful. I love it, Nusha. Zhang Jun. Oh wow, Zhang Jun looking like he going out for Halloween. Look at that mask. Zhan Hu. Oh wow, I like the Zhan Hu. The Zhan Hu looks good. That Zhan Hu looks great. Yeah, sweet. I like that one. All right, Pirate. Pirate's got the Panther helm on. She's trying to be Black Panther. I like it. Whoa, Medjai, your weapon is still works. Okay, Medjai's looks good. Medjai's looks good. I like the eagle helm thing. Medjai's eagle helm is pretty cool. And then Afira. All right, not bad. Afira's looks okay. Okay, cool, yeah. I like the armor sets. The armor sets look really neat, guys. And then, of course, the Shinobi. We saw the Shinobi, but let's look at them again. God, that one just looks so good. I love these. I love those helms. I love that hood thing going on. That is so cool. That one looks sick, too. That one looks really sick, too. Dog, these look sick. These look so good. I love them. I love them. These are so good. These are so good. All right, it's time to look at the Ocelot gameplay. That's what everybody wants to see. They want to see the Ocelot gameplay. I'm ready for this. See the Ocelot gameplay. Y'all ready? Unless they step up with the Knights.
Welcome back, Warriors!
JC!
It's
JC!
With us for this next segment here. You learned a ton about the Ocelotl from their background, their history, their art direction, but now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty with the gameplay, and who better to do that than the person joining me on the couch today, our Lord and Savior, JC. Welcome back to the show, JC.
Hello. All hail JC!
I was reading the Twitch chat before.
Yeah?
I'm finally here. I know people were calling out for me. I'm finally.
They were worried. They were like,
ritual enemy.
I did. Yeah. Yeah. Just so you know, that works in the office too. If you mention JC a couple times, he'll just show up at your desk and it works great. So good job, chat. We saw you out there. But also joining us today on the couch for the very first time, we have Daniel and Jimmy, who are from the animation team, here to talk about all the animation stuff. You all want to say hi to the chat, to the lovely people at home?
Yeah, hello. I'm super happy to be here with all of you. Warrior 10 is my first one. And yeah, I hope that you will like the animation for this hero.
Yeah, and hello. Nowadays they call me the cooler Daniel.
Hey!
Usually I go by the name Jimmy, so nice to meet you all. First Warrior is then as well. Very happy to be here.
Okay, I was kind of smooth.
Love it.
I like
Awesome.
him.
So that's great. And I also see that YouTube maybe brought a little something.
Yes,
to
right.
show off
Not a
the-
gift, but
We got our,
Hey!
we got our mocap weapons ready to fight it off in the studio, but no.
yeah.
not really.
Oh, so are they the mocap guys?
You gotta hold it up for the camera. So
Yeah, hold it
yeah.
up for the
like,
camera.
you gotta see. There you go. Yeah. So this is always fun because again, Daniel, Jimmy, two of the lead animators working on the Ocelotl, and they, these are the actual mocap props, right?
Yeah,
we
that's
use
right.
in the studio for these. These things are huge, so you get a really good sense of scale. Do you want to maybe tell us a bit what it was like working with these?
Well, what I can say is the first day, even not the first day of the mocap shoot, during the rehearsal, just we broke it.
Yeah.
The actor just broke it, and then we had to say, oh my god, what we are doing, so we had to come up with a solution for it. And then, yeah, it was a little fun fact.
We made it work. We made it work.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I think you can see it there.
You gotta love the dedication.
Yeah,
Always.
now you can see it everywhere.
Always
Like
more-
that's
always-
the best solution
always
ever.
more
So,
tape,
yeah.
they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raven, remember that guy who said
I
that
think
Bella
that's
lied
right.
and literally had every aspect of the lore right? Yeah, that was me and also told you so.
To see some of that.
I never said that she didn't lie. I said that I hope that she did,
Thanks for-
but I also think that what they offered is still
But
crap.
now we're gonna
So,
get a chance to
you know, Joey, you've been on my chat a lot and in my comments a lot to kind of try to be my
Well,
nemesis.
let's talk a little bit about-
I'm not looking for a nemesis. You don't need to go trying to buy that roll off me or anything. I don't really look for that. I remember telling you I hope they did lie.
Design a hero. We're trying to go
I hope they did lie, but even if they did, that adds a lot of problems. As we see here, there are a lot of problems, which I'll talk about at the
Kind of
end.
like character that kind of does that, but also somebody that we find is like very aggressive and efficient, right? So once you get in, you're efficient, you're aggressive. That's kind of like what we were going for. So that's kind of, we'll see that reflected in the gameplay. That's kind of interesting. Nice.
Who is
But at the
JC?
same
He's the
time,
big guy sitting there. He's the big guy. He's the lead game
sometimes
director.
heroes don't want to do something that's completely 100%.
He's the one in charge of like gameplay and stuff.
Because then it makes it too difficult to kind of understand, right? So if I kind of can compare to heroes slow a little bit to other heroes, this hero, as you will see, has an infinite chain. And it's kind of like what we did with Shaolin, where you have to alternate each button. But a little bit cranked up.
Just to the end.
Just a little bit cranked up. That's going to be really interesting. And then we can talk to these wonderful people about animation as well as we go through it. So let's get started.
All right, here we go.
So first of all, yeah, you can see it walk there. Looks really cool. You know, all that cool stuff. Printing looks great. Put back over there. So that's kind of that looks pretty nice. You know, we're gonna do like a little emo here, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So first of all, we're gonna do a emo. This. Death whistle.
Straight off the bat.
Just
Right.
carry it on you at all times.
Let me do it again so we can have a better view of it. There we go.
Amazing.
This is really, really cool. Honestly, this is
It sounds great too. I love
yeah.
it.
All right. Okay. So let's look at the rest of this hero's attack because that's kind of interesting.
Yes.
So as I was mentioning, we kind of have an infinite chain, but
Okay.
it's a little bit different this time, right? Because normally when we have like something like Shaolin, you can do like light, heavy, light, heavy. But that's kind of cool. But then we went, how do we take this a step further, right? And so what we came up with is every single option that you typically have. So light, heavy, zone, and bash work everywhere. So I can do light, but I can do light into a bash. I can do light, heavy, into a zone, into a bash, and do all sorts of crazy things.
Oh
right?
gosh.
So the rules for chaining for this hero is every time you do the same button, or so the same type of action twice in a row, right? So if you do light, light, heavy, heavy, bash, bash, zone, zone, you go into a finisher, that's where you stop. The finishers typically are like a little bit stronger, they have like better stuff, so that's kind of interesting. And you can alternate them constantly. And each option that you have has different options.
Okay,
like
so-
different properties and where we can go. So it's kind of like pushing some of the stuff we have a little bit more to the extreme and going into that, right? And so what's also interesting is that we really built this hero to be
every single light attack is using the spear, and every single heavy attack uses the club. When we zone,
Okay, so yeah, we called that.
Club, sometimes like you see the finisher uses both at the same time. It's kind of cool there. So I know this this causes not problems, but it's challenging for animation, right? That really have that's different because it's the first time we have a hero that has two really distinct weapons, like real weapons, not like a shield and whatever. We have some characters that have like some hero like Peacekeeper that has like a dagger and a sword, but they're kind of similar and they're not used in the same way. So what kind of challenges do you guys face when we're working on this?
If I may, if in a way it kind of focused animation because it was like a very direct way to see like, okay, well, heavy's always going to be the club and light's always going to be the spear. So in a way it focused a lot of our animation work. We were able to immediately discern and immediately make clear the animation were going to be light with the spear and all that. So that was good.
Another thing is that with the spear, we aim to have range, okay, with those pokes and things. And then with the club, we went more for the heaviness feeling, the body weight feeling, that power. And then if we talk about the chain, we went and took advantage of that inertia that the character was having, that momentum he was having. And we made a decision like, are we making him spin or not? So yeah, like that, like you're showing it right now.
Yeah. So sometimes you're spinning, sometimes you're not. It's like
Yes.
to make sure that
Normally with the club is when we spin because we have a lot of strength, a lot of energy going on, and then with the spear it's just we go for the range.
All right.
One of the big challenges I find we had for the openers and finishers was to everything chained together. So we had to really make sure that every blend was like perfect for that.
Yeah, the flow of the character was really important because we only had about the.
I really like his stance. I like the way he's positioned.
To the other one.
That's a good stance to take.
So to put all together.
But the timing and flow of his moves, from a practical standpoint, is a little awkward.
Yeah, we wanted the player to have that feeling that he's never out of the chain.
That's cool, yeah. Because one of the things that, like you're talking about, like having 3 frames for chains and stuff. Like, so if I can explain like in more gameplay terms. So
Yes, of course.
But it's essentially what we're talking about here is that we tried to make sure when we're designing this hero to have almost like a blender-like quality, right? We want you to when you're facing an ocelotl that you're scared, and to have that sort of pressure and to make sure that you really felt that pressure. We made sure that the chain link timings were as short as possible. So often enough, when if you do a light into a heavy, you see it goes very fast into the next attack. You can delay them a little bit, of course, right, if you want, but you don't have to. And if you go really quick, you get that sense of pressure, of that constant aggression, and really feeling like you're in a blender, right? That's kind of what we're going for.
This hero looks sick. I'm very excited for this. The reason I'm not talking very much is I want to hear what they're saying. That's all. I'm not uninterested. I just want to hear what they're saying.
That's a definite big challenge. That's really cool. I'm happy you guys really pulled it off because it's a big thing. That's great.
And I also think it's cool, like when you look back and you hear kind of the narrative aspects of it that Ian and Raph talked about a bit, with this character and the story that was built for him. It really was like you made a very angry boy, right? Like he's very angry, right? And so you feel that a lot in his
There is
attacks.
something that I always say is that we have strong words here, strong feelings like fury or rage, whatever, brutal, vengeance. So he has a lot going on inside of him.
Yeah.
And our job is to translate emotions into motion.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great.
I like that. Tagline.
We had in our minds in every single attack, Jim and I, like Annalie, of course, she's not here. But we try to focus.
I like the sound effect the weapons make when they clash. You can hear it sounds like wood. I like that.
Releases, and then during the recovery, like he gets again into balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like wood hitting. I like that sound. I like the sound effect.
Stuff. Awesome. So,
all right, so let's keep going a little bit into the hero's like basic kit, right? So, like I was saying, every single light, like the neutral lights are 500 ms, like we normally have. Chain lights are all 400 ms.
I like how his second light is a stab. That's clever. I'm glad that they're still using the spear like it should.
Light finishers are 400 as well. So if I go light into light, that's 400. I don't think anybody can react to these things. Like we've done some tests with some pro players. Right. That's the thing.
We can. Sure.
Heavies, chain. So the chain heavies are 700 ms, really fast and with really quick chain link timings. Again, to keep up the pressure. Heavy finishers are unblockable in every single stance. Big swings there. Really.
Oh man, unblockable heavy finishers, boys.
They are my favorite attacks.
It's one of my favorites as well.
Yeah, they look really, really cool, right?
Made it so it was very, very heavy on all fronts.
Yeah, they do feel heavy. Even though they're quick, you do feel that a lot of the heaviness. Well, so it's really, really good. And then we have zone attacks, which are always armored. The opener one, like it gains armor a little bit later. But when you go into chains, you get armor at first frame.
Hyper armor on
slower,
zones.
but the idea there is like you're in a group fight, whatever, you typically want to use your zone attacks. So making them armor makes you harder to peel. That goes well. Heavy zone finishers as well. Like they switch sides too, so you're not super predictable. Again, you can use your armor to trade against dodge attacks against certain things. So that's great. And then we have bashes, right? So we also have an opener bash, so from front dodge into bash. We go into this.
Nice. Okay.
One of the things
Interesting
that
bash
we
idea.
go towards this is that every single bash this hero has deals direct damage.
Okay.
Never has confirmed damage afterwards, although getting a 400 MS light afterwards is almost guaranteed. There's still ways to get out of it.
Yeah.
So the neutral bash, pretty simple for 500 MS.
No, there's no female versions. It's only male. This is a male gender locked
We
hero.
have the chain version that I'm going to go into here, which is slower. Deals direct damage, but is feintable, right? We've been doing a lot of feintable bashes, especially in this hero. It's super scary. We've had some players that tested it out a little bit with us, and they're like, yeah, this is really, really good. Well, and last but not least, we have the bash finisher, which is 500 MS, deals quite a bit of damage. You have to make a read because you cannot dodge after this if I throw a light. So it's a lot, again, like a lot of that pressure and that build up there into going to what am I going to do, what's my opponent going to do, what is the Ocelotl going to do against me, and it's super scary. And with those bashes too, like we have like really unique animations here, like everything's super different. I can go into this one where you do a big pummel strike. The finisher has the kind of cross cut there. So what kind of inspiration you guys take for these types of things?
Oh, at first all the bashes were pummel strikes. I believe the opener was the right side, and then for the in chain we had the pummel strike from the spear. At a certain point, we're like, these are all pummel strikes. So JC had the great idea of making the scissor move, which I found really great. And it's a really vicious move. You kind of feel like Daniel was saying, the rage of the character through that move.
Yeah, I like that move. That's a really cool looking move.
So, all right. So outside of this, we have dodge attacks. They're all on lights. They don't have massive trajectories. Again, we have to have like some downsides to the hero, but also like it feels really natural to have quick dodge attacks with this. Front dodge light as well there. So there's a little jump here in a bit of distance. That's pretty cool. Works quite well. But there's one more little thing I think that we haven't done.
Oh, yes.
Right?
That's very true.
That's quite different with this hero. So one of the things that we really wanted to feel, because we have all of this, right? We have the feat set that we're also going to talk afterwards. But one of the core aspects is the hunting, the stalking, right? And so as we were developing the hero more and more and more, we're like, we're kind of missing that aspect a little bit. So we ended up creating a new kind of stalker stance, prowl stance. You access it by holding down on the right stick, and you go into this, right? So when you are in this stance, there's a couple of things. First of all, you can't block. So it's really not meant to be like something defensive, even though like it's not super visible, but when you go into it, you get you do get a little bit of dodge range. Kind of like with Nobushi. It's the same timing as Nobushi, so you can dodge attacks with it. Yeah. So it works quite well. And then the other thing that's interesting here is that you actually walk faster when you are in this stance than when you're not. So an example, if I'm strafing to the right here, you see like the speed I'm going at. But when I'm in that prowl stance, faster front, faster back.
That's kind of neat. That's a cool idea.
So the idea here is that we really want people to be able to use this stance.
That's kind of neat.
Kind of like be, there's a group fight happening. I'm hunting my prey. What am I going to do? And you get there. So when you are in this stance, you have one single attack that you can perform with the heavy button, which is this. So when you perform, you jump forward, leap by quite a bit. Yeah. And if your attack connects, or you can move from really far, you get into a bit of a pin. The club gets embedded in the opponent, slice it off. So really, really good. This acts as a heavy, so you can do your heavy chains afterwards. It's a heavy opener, like what we have as heavy openers, and it's super effective. It's not the best tool in 1v1. I can warn people right away. Yeah. It's not meant to be used as a 1v1 tool, but it's excellent at peeling. Right. So if you're again far in a group fight, you might be off screen. People don't really see you too much. You get into it, and then you see an opening, boom, you go, you strike. Works super well. It's not feintable or anything, but it's really, so you have to commit to it, but it feels really good.
This happened a lot in tests too, just so people know. You know, we were like testing it out. You'd be just, you know, playing a Dominion game, then suddenly this just Ocelotl comes flying in from off screen. You're like, okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right. But what's also cool here is that this requires a lot of work from animation. So you want to walk us through a little bit, like, what goes into making that sort of stance there?
Okay, first of all, the stance, like the character is a little bit low.
So while they're talking about this, I'll just say this. I really like that. It's kind of like a hidden stance. It's mobile, and it only grants you one attack, so it's not like this thing that you can just spam out over and over again. Like, it has to be used smartly, and it's not an entirely broken ability, so I really like that. And let me be clear, I know that I've ragged on the lore here, but I want to say everything else about this hero is top
You're going to be feeling it for sure.
I love the weapons.
I
I
remember
love
we
the
shot it
armor. I
on,
love
I
the
think
fighting
on
style.
Monday,
This all looks
and
so
then Tuesday the guys came back in, and they, like, you saw they were hurting.
They were
it was obvious. They're very, very professionally trained, like, stuntmen. They're amazing. They're really, really good people. They're doing an amazing job. But it's still very, very, like, it's hard.
An amazing job there.
Was it
What I love is this guy's not even an assassin. He's clearly a hybrid, but he's like he ought to be an assassin. He should be an assassin. This feels like an assassin character.
Better, you know.
We can always modify it, like with our software, but it takes longer. So when we have like really good data, it's everything. We can put everything together like way faster.
Nice.
And for the attack, I would say that the challenge here, as an animator, we always exaggerate poses, and it was the range that he's covering there. So the challenge was to keep it not cartoony, right?
Yeah.
To give the level of, to make it realistic, and as much as it fits the For Honor.
Yeah. So one thing that people that, like, you know, you haven't been at mocap, it's kind of interesting to kind of talk about. Whenever we actually do mocap, when we do navigation, when you're moving around, like, we're asking the actors or stuntmen to really go, and they have to walk, run in different, like, directions, do figure eights, all sorts of stuff, so we can get, like, every single movement, how the legs are placed, all that.
The funny thing is, when he walks around out of guard, I think it would have been cool if the way they run, they keep their bodies still low, like one hand close to the ground, like they're ready to turn on a dime. I would like to see that in the mocap, because I see the Jaguar as like a beast, like an animal, and so like I would see them try to emulate that. Like, okay, yeah, kind of like what he just did with that turn, where his hand kind of moved to the ground in that turn. I like that. I like that.
So all good stuff there. That works.
That's the only attack he flipped.
Yeah, we tried doing that move earlier.
Yeah, we were trying like
man, it was heavy.
It's rough.
I don't know how the actors did it.
Okay, so Jimmy, if you want to remove your infinite health.
Yes.
Y'all doing something?
No.
I can have
Sorry.
This.
No. With the Nolan.
Yeah, I think
pick
pick settings and go there.
Well,
all right. Okay. So, we're gonna look at executions, right?
Executions, yeah. All right, we're gonna see the executions, guys.
They just demonstrate the blender. Okay.
Yeah.
So, one. Club.
Very good. You're gonna lose a little bit of efficiency there because you let go of your weapons, but otherwise, fantastic.
Respawn. Okay, let's do this. Okay. We're gonna go through all four of them. So.
Right, next one.
Oh, right, then
Like this one, I love this.
Oh my gosh! That was very good. That was very good. Exactly how the McQueedle should be used.
It's quite bloody.
When you see it in game, it's
something.
It's quite bloody. Again, for the third one.
That one wasn't bad.
Execution, right?
That one wasn't bad.
And then finally, last but not least, there we go. So that's the fourth thing here.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's what we did at mocap, right? We have
No. There's no way you did that. You did not lift that guy that. No. That's the only one that I have to hit a hard no on. That's a big no. Hit that no button with all my might. Hit that no button with all my might. That is a no. Just,
you know, that's
God,
it was incredible. I gotta say, just to come back to like the work the team did, and you know, because this was a big team effort to get all this animation work in. I know you two were like the lead animators on this, but we also had other members of the team working on this. So just big shout outs to everyone.
well, judging from the executions alone, guys, I can go ahead and say this: they are not adding the human sacrifice aspect to the Aztecs. It looks like they're leaving that part out entirely. So get ready for a Heroes in History video that reveals the truth. You know, I find it funny. They kept on talking about, we got a historian, guys. You got a historian on the staff. Great job, historian. You deliberately left out one of the key aspects about the Aztec culture.
Game design,
you
everything.
complete Neanderthal.
It's a complicated thing to do, but
We're gonna see it.
big shout outs here, like also to the game design team, like my team. With Noel and Costa, they're like two amazing game designers. They worked super hard on the hero. Like, it's always a team effort, right? We always work all the way together. But they were in charge of the hero, like in making sure.
Yeah. And y'all did amazing.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to go over his feats now? Because I think we need to hear about his feats.
That's fine. That'll be the hardest. It's good.
All right. Okay. So we can switch to there. Okay. So this is what's going on, right? So as you see, 4 feats. First 3 are passive. The last one is active. So we'll go for the first one because I think it's the crazier one, right? So Jimmy, if you wouldn't mind killing me.
By the way, Chad, if you're not sitting down, now's a good time. Sit down. If you're in a car, buckle up. If you can just find a seatbelt anywhere, just.
All right.
Right.
Right, he's dead.
Okay. Oh no, I died.
Oh no.
What the?
Respawn. So this is what the first feat does, right? So whenever you die, and you're not executed, or you don't die from like traps or get ledged or whatever, you get back up in spirit form. You can run around the map, go anywhere you want, and respawn wherever you like, as long as your enemies or allies.
What?
Or in ladders. You can run around. You can go up ladders if you'd like. Here, right?
What?
Ladder. You're faster. You're also faster, yeah. You're actually running faster, so there's a bit of animation there. I can go here. Oh, yeah.
No.
Respawn.
Are you for real?
Capping. Super crazy, super dangerous. Really cool stuff.
Are you? Yes, historical. We took historical inspiration, folks. That's what. Yes, that's what we did. Oh my God! That is the first feat. That's the first feat.
Warriors.
That's the
perishing and dying. You get back up and you can position yourself. So you can kill me again if you like.
Just if you want.
If you want, you know, otherwise you don't have to. But yeah. So another thing that's important to see here is that the feat always activates. There is no cooldown to it. So every time you die on the battlefield, and you're not executed, like I said again.
And it has no cooldown either. Oh my God.
When you get back up, your health is really low, and it slowly goes back.
Yeah, you can see it
generating slowly over time. So we really want to do this for balancing purposes, so that we had some tests that we did, and we had versions where you were at full health and you got back up.
Oh, I remember those days.
Yeah. Right?
Remember those
started
days.
like at halfway and it goes up. You can see it's like it's rather slow right now, and that's really on purpose, because we don't want you to be able to just, you know, you die in front of somebody and you get right back up, full health. They're not healed up. You know, exactly. It's gonna destroy them. They go through the blender, surprise, you know. So that's really cool. The other important thing here is that you see there's like respawn in how many seconds. You have a minute to choose to respawn. If you're too close to enemies against them, you can't respawn here. If the timer expires, you respawn back at your own point. So you really have to kind of respawn wherever you like there. And it's super good, right? So if whenever you get killed or whatever, you can go, you can back cap, you can look at the.
Okay, I'm not going to say that's broken, but I will say it's ridiculous.
My ally, you go respawn a little bit out of it.
Look, if this was a fourth feat, I might not be as stunned. But this is a first feat, no cooldown, and yeah, it's like, oh, but you don't get all your health back right away. Do you not realize that you could just run around the map and find places to assist in ganks this way?
Right. Like if you wanna like you can do it again. Actually, I'll
please kill me.
It's a brutal stream today, guys.
Fun fact about this feat: we had a lot of realization ideas for the feat 1 revive animations. They turned out to be way too long, so it was very ethereal. The actors were moving around, and being revived, but for the sake of gameplay, we had to cut a lot of those animations out.
So
and you can't even see him apparently.
He's somewhere. I have no idea where he is.
He's somewhere.
He's somewhere. I don't know where he is. Like he might respawn in my face. He might respawn at.
So you can't even see them.
My opponent's point. I have no idea. I do not know where he's going to respawn, and then I'm like,
he's
oh no, he's there. He's capping, right? So that's
that is so broken. That is, oh my.
It's very, very unique, very different. We've never even tried to mess with this. Yeah. I know our programmers were having a field day with people. Yeah, we're gonna start to look at doing stuff when and moving around when you're dead and see how that goes. They didn't like this, but in the end, they did an amazing job.
Yeah,
very worked together, so it was great.
This should be a tier 4. This should be a tier 4.
So the second feat is kind of like Aztec Killer Deterrent, right? So that's
I like it. I
like to put it, right?
I think we should change the name.
Right? Yeah. So what it does is when you actually kill an ocelot, here. So you see on top of my head, I have a little marker, and I also have a buff and a debuff. The buff is for the third feat, but the debuff is on me. So essentially, when you kill an ocelot, you get revealed on the map. And you get a defense debuff for, I think it's 15 seconds. So it's not really necessarily like a buff for your opponent that they're going to be able to see you, the one you killed specifically, but it's also to kind of like deter people from focusing on this hero too much. Because if you end up killing an ocelot in a group fight, you're probably going to die afterwards.
But that's ridiculous! You're making it so that no one wants to kill the ocelotl!
So that's kind of interesting here.
You're basically saying, no, if you're playing an ocelotl, that automatically, if you kill them, oh my gosh!
And what happens when you get killed as an ocelot?
Nice.
And so the next one, when I kill any hero, right here, so third feat activates. So the third feat is whenever you kill an enemy, execution, whatever, you gain a speed increase and an attack buff. So again, it's like really, really strong. You get into a group fight, you kill somebody, it's gonna be easier to kill other people in that group fight.
Nice.
So again, with that life and death stuff, you manage to kill your prey, you get pumped up, you go, yeah, all right, cool, I'm gonna be able to do more stuff, and you kill more people. So that's really, really good. Again, short cooldowns on those are passive. They pretty much trigger every single time you either die or you kill somebody. So that works really well.
Nice.
And then last but not least is feat 4. So for feat 4, we're trying to do something a little bit different here. Vanessa, when we started working on this hero, the legendary Vanessa, really wanted to go, you know what, we have like this big spear. I want to throw it and bring people back to me, right?
Sure, yeah.
So what do we do here? We throw this spear.
Oh my! What the?
You get into a guard break. So now, like, Jimmy's gonna perish.
Hi! Pre-reworked Shinobi! Look at that, guys! We got the pre-reworked Shinobi back! Where did that... They were... Oh my god!
It deals a little bit of direct damage. A significant amount of bleed damage. Pull an opponent towards you. And then you get into a guard break position, which means you can throw somebody, or you get another free heavy afterwards. But when I say throw somebody, you can oh no, there's a ledge here. What's gonna
where
happen?
can you throw somebody?
You're gonna see where the
it's gonna die again.
Cool down.
Anticipation.
He's not gonna die before I throw him, I think. So let's do this, and then. Oops, there's a ledge. Oops.
So close
there, right?
So close.
We missed
it. Trust me, it works.
I have no words. I have no words for this.
But that's the type of thing you can expect.
Guys, I can't even believe what I'm seeing.
Things. If there's any obstacles between you and the target you're pulling, like once you've hit them, if you pull them towards you, they're gonna get stopped. So you can't just like pull somebody through allies or enemies or whatever, so you still have to be careful when you use it. But it's amazing. It's a projectile, so again, in group fights, you're external, you throw it, pull your opponent towards you.
Yeah.
Get a heavy. Your allies get a heavy off of them as well. All sorts of good stuff. So it's a super it's a very, very good fight, honestly.
And was that tough to do for y'all? Like kind of like you forcing them and dragging and like
Right. Well,
was that a little tough?
That feat wasn't an easy feat.
Right, yeah.
So we had a precedent before with other characters to do sort of a grappling thing. So we based ourselves of that for this feat, and we used a similar system with the graps where we had first an animation for the grappling itself, then we needed a loop for the target to reach the opponent. Once that loop was done, we also needed another animation for the drawback.
So let me make sure we all understand this fourth feat. Not only does it apply bleed, not only is it a ranged projectile, not only does it drag you somewhere new, and not only it gives you a free guard break.
Animation-wise, it was a relative.
This is why do you not remember, For Honor? Do you remember that you had to rework Shinobi because of crap like this? Keep in mind, this character is designed to hide off-screen and attack from the shadows. Everything you've given this guy is all about stealth. Given that information, this projectile feat is going to be insane.
That's a lot. It's a lot. That's a lot for the Ocelotl. It's a lot. Yeah, and I think just to kind of summarize there, if I can, sum up my key takeaways of don't kill one, don't get killed by one, and if you see one, just run because they're coming for you. Okay, the Ocelots are coming for you, and they will kill you. So.
Well, then let me ask you a question, Chief. Who should I play besides Ocelot?
Terrifying hero, yeah.
Oh my gosh, but they're so much fun. They're so much fun to play.
You made a scary hero. Great, good job. Who can I play besides them now?
Props to everybody involved. Like, especially the first feat involved a lot of people from a lot of
work. A lot of work.
It's a lot more work than we typically do for a feat, especially a feat one. But like, kudos to everybody, like the GPP team, like our programmers, game design team, animation team, VFX team, art team, everything. It was a disaster to make, but in the end, the result is completely amazing. Super excited about it.
JC, I have a sincere question, JC.
Thank you.
What are some strategies to fighting this hero? Like, what would be a good game plan to fight this hero?
Really like just this, right? That top light finisher looks so cool.
Oh yeah,
the way
it was all you. It was all you.
No, we'll share the credit.
Okay, we'll share it.
So there's a lot of really cool looking stuff there. So like really amazing job. And so I don't know if you guys have any closing thoughts for the animation team here.
Thank you to my team for all the feedback. That's why we came up with this.
Yeah.
And
support we got from the animation team and the
Vanessa
GP side
Amelie
too. Vanessa, Amelie.
You're the best. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all so much then for all the feedback and for sharing with us the process and all that and going over the gameplay. Thank you, JC, for really extended deep dive into this. I hope that was super cool.
I love the Ocelotl and I also hate it. Like,
what do we got?
He looks and feels so cool, but he's so
Play all this
overpowered.
awesome stuff for yourself. Next week, all right, the Ocelotl will be releasing live. You'll be able to pick it up for the real cold hard cash, but 2 weeks afterwards, available for Steal as well. So keep an eye out for next week. So thank you all again. Coming up next, we've got some patch notes to go over as well, so which JC's going to stick around with me. But oh, you got the sunglasses on. The Dan and the cooler Dan are ready to head out for the day. So cool. Thanks everybody again. So don't go anywhere. Stick around. We'll talk patch notes next. All right.
Okay, so I've got some people in chat right now saying that we need to see it in action. You're right, we do. We do need to see it in action. We need to see it in the actual game mode because you're right. Maybe it's not as broken as we assume. But the question I have, here's the issue. The developers right now are saying you get debuffs for killing an Ocelotl, and they get buffs from killing you. So my question is, what strategy can I use to fight them? Like, is there any tactic that would work? Are there any heroes or synergies that would work well against them? Because it feels to me, based on what I'm seeing, that they are going to be basically pre-reworked Shinobi. They can hide off screen, hit you with that jump attack, or throw their fourth feet at you. And if you do manage to kill them, they can just get themselves up and run to another zone and cap it, or go to an area and gang. Like, to me, it just feels like these guys are very, very strong, but there doesn't seem to, like, if balance is the name of the game, this feels unbalanced. Is it broken as hell? I don't know. Maybe we need to see it play out. But just from the feel of it, let me say this. I'm never going to say game dead. I'm not that kind of guy, you know that. I would never just say game dead because I don't like what I'm seeing. But what I will say is, just from what I'm seeing right now, I feel like this hero needs something. Even with Athera and Medjai, when they came out, I was like, okay, this hero feels fine. Everyone saw Pirate and said this needs to be backtracked, and they did. I'm looking at Ocelotl and saying this hero needs to be backtracked. Yeah, okay, I agree with you, Paladin. The moveset is fine. I think his gameplay style is fine. I actually like it. It is his feats that are ridiculous. His feats are outrageous. Those need fixing. Like, that first feat. You know what? I would say this. You know how you fix that first feat? Make it so that you can see their phantom, or make it so that there is a cooldown, so that you can't just do this over and over and over again. Like, that would be how I fix the first. Make it so there is a cooldown. Okay? And as for the fourth feat, don't make the guard break guaranteed. Those would be how I fix it. First and fourth feat, here's how I fix it. First feat, just make it have a cooldown. Fourth feat, don't make the guard break guaranteed.
We're gonna go into some patch notes next with JC, who's still with us on the couch. But, just quickly before we dive into that, as we're transitioning here, we sometimes take a peek at the chat. And I think JC just wanted to say something a little extra.
So, one thing I want to try to make it a little bit clearer, because it might not have been clear. So, thanks, chat, for pointing that out. But essentially, the Ocelotl's first feat is every time you die, you get back into that form. You cannot choose to respawn at your spawn point, and the big trade-off when you're using it is that your respawn times will be longer. Because as you get up, as you saw, the health starts really low. If you want to get back at full health, you have to wait like a very, very long time to really get back to full health. So yes, it's strong, but you cannot choose when that triggers. You can only choose when you respawn and where you respawn, but you don't get to choose, I'm going to use it this time or not using that time or whatever. So there is a definite trade-off. Yes, it's a feat one. Yes, it looks like it's insanely strong. And we will keep an eye on it for balancing, for sure.
Good.
There's no way that we're going
Thank you, JC. Once again, our Lord and Savior JC has come forward to remind us that they are keeping an eye on this for balancing. Thank you, JC. Thank you, JC.
I'm going to kill everybody. It's good. But so we'll see how things evolve. We've already addressed a lot of feedback that we got.
Guys, the JC just said that it's going to be okay. Okay, so we're going to trust JC on this.
We watch this stuff closely, and again, it's going to change some things, the way you think about it, how you play different things.
Yes, guys, I know there's a fan. I'm sorry.
So just try it out for yourselves next week. You'll see. So
I can't help the fan, guys.
So let's dive into some patch notes, because that was a very heavy segment too. So let's maybe bring it down to something a little more chill.
Okay, guys, let's see the patch notes.
To talk about for next week.
Time for me to prove how little I actually know.
First, we think that these are not super beefy patch notes. We've been extremely busy recently with the release of the hero.
Doing what? Oh, the hero, right?
The hero, and a lot of other stuff. You know what else we're working
I know.
But so there's a lot of stuff going on. So these might not look like huge patch notes, but rest assured, we're still doing a lot of balancing. We're still doing a lot of stuff. I think we have a bit more in store for the next season. But for right now, it's not massive, but still stuff that we feel we need to address right now. Make sure that things are good. But don't worry. We're still. Okay, let's go. First up, we have, if this works.
There.
Okay.
Jormungandr.
So basically, 2 changes for Jormungandr, but everything centers around the fact that Golden Farewell and Hammerslam are a little bit overtuned in some situations. Initially, we were feeling that Golden Farewell, which is the bash that you can from chains, we were comfortable with the fact that it chained on miss, specifically because it only chained into the chain zone.
Right.
And even though it's armored, you could always dodge attack and get into it and deal damage. So we're like, okay, it's okay. But then a lot of expectations from players were, and rightfully so, right? You're doing this move. When it does land, you get 30 damage, right? So the risk reward proposition here was so heavily skewed into Yorm's favor that it kind of didn't really make a lot of sense. And so yeah, it feels good when you're doing it, but it needed to be toned down a little bit so that we're like, okay, we're in a good position. We have, like, it's a lot more balanced. And we also felt that we're like, okay, well, it's in chains. It's not the easiest bash to access. It's not, but at the end of the day, looking at the data, looking at player feedback, where all that went, we decided to get you. So for first, is Yorm Farewell no longer chains on miss, which means that if you correctly read that Yorm is going to do that move and you dodge, you get a guard break. Now, this might feel like a massive nerf, but let me tell you something.
Tell me.
If you're trying to do side dodge to guard break, you leave yourself vulnerable.
That's not. Oh, what kind of dog is that? That's not my dog. That's my neighbor's dog. It's just one of the yappiest little shits to ever live. It's way too loud. It barks all the time.
Right? There's still a bit more risk for the opponents, but if there's a correct read, then they can actually get a guard break and deal 24 damage. So it's kind of like on average. So that's kind of like the idea here, right? So because it's feintable, because there's all these things going on, it's okay. And then before, because you could zone afterwards, you couldn't really ever do a side dodge break, unless you did it.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with exchange of Jormungandr. It's only 4 points less damage. I don't see that as a problem. And Farewell no longer chains on miss. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. That's not too bad. I don't think that's a problem.
If Yorm gets the correct read, lands the bash, he gets 6 damage. If your opponent gets the correct read, they get either a dodge attack or potentially a guard break into generally 24. So the risk reward proposition here is a lot different. It's less skewed toward Yorm. Typically, we've been doing a lot of stuff where aggression is very, very, very heavily rewarded. So this is a bit of a nerf in this case. It should feel a bit better to play against. We've seen a lot of comments, a lot of feedback about this, so we're looking for this to help.
Right, so yeah, less skewed kind of feels like more balanced.
Yeah,
So
right,
it's
exactly.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay. Next up, we have Scent. So
Centurion.
We're aware. I'm just gonna start that there's a problem with tracking on Centurion when you do a light, you do a fully charged jab, and then you can something like double dodge it or like all that stuff. And if the answer was as simple as when somebody on the team clicking something and it worked, we would have done it. Unfortunately, it's a tricky proposition. The way the move is built is different from other chargeable bashes. And because of that, it's a lot trickier. We're going to require animation. We're going to require a lot of different things to really flesh it out properly. So it's taking a bit more time than we wanted to fix it. So that's, I just want to make sure that I get it clear for players. It's not that we're not aware. It's not that we don't want to fix it. It's that it's more complex than we anticipated initially. We did a change before that helped, but it doesn't fix it very well. So that's where we're going at. But today on Scent, what we're doing is we gave uninterruptible stance on charge jab 100 ms early.
Nice.
Now you might be going, what does that change, right? Well, it does change something quite a bit actually, which is Centurion, like other heroes, we did like.
I think that this is fine. They're basically taking the charge jab and giving you uninterruptible a little earlier now, so that's a little bit of a buff for Scent, which is good. And I want to say this for the record, guys, while they're still talking about the same thing, I want to say this.
Now that it kicks in,
I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I love the Ocelotl hero. The design is beautiful. The weapons are awesome. The moveset is great. The feats, I think, are a problem. They need to be fixed. JC just said they're going to keep an eye on them to see if they need fixing. So I'm going to trust their judgment. This isn't the first time they've released an overpowered hero. Pirate, anyone? Remember Pirate? So I'm not worried. I'm shocked that they did it because these are feats I never would have expected. But that does not mean, oh, I hate it now, this game is dead. Do not misunderstand me. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the feat surprised me.
Last but not least,
and please don't get the wrong idea. All right, Nusha.
It's your girl, right?
I love her so much.
So Nusha, we had I'm gonna say we're gonna nerf Cal.
What?
No. So
you're nerfing Cal
for a long time.
Why, JC? Why? You're taking away her only good feat.
Like in game modes where you can use feats. She's a very, very 1v1 centric hero. We've done some buffs her so that like she has better trajectories on her heavies and stuff.
Yes, she is a very good 1v1 style hero, but you keep trying to make the game gank related.
But at the same time, once we got her traps, all of a sudden she's way stronger, right?
I have noticed.
And it's an interesting thing because those traps are like the better player you're facing, the stronger they are, because better players tend to make correct reactions to everything, and she's built to defeat correct reactions. So that's kind of like that was like a big part of how we built Lucia back in the day. So that works well, but because she works so much better, Caltrops, which was I'm not biased or anything, but I think it was by far the best in the game. It beats out Corruption, even as a tier 1. Beats out Fire Flask, beats out Spear Storm, like all sorts of crazy feats. This beat them. Partially,
What?
Actually, pretty much because the cooldown on it was extremely short.
Yeah.
And the uptime was also extremely long. Right? So 25 seconds uptime.
You're saying that Caltrops beats Fire Flask and Spear Storm. JC, are you high?
And just drop Caltrops. Destroy the entire lane. Wait 20 seconds. Drop and in those 20 seconds, more minions came. Drop Caltrops again. Cleared out the whole lane. Right? She was a monster.
I was kind of hoping you didn't notice my strategy, but now here we are.
That's how it goes.
Oh no!
I repeat, JC, are you high?
It still is a problem, right? There's no question that it wasn't a problem, but it wasn't as high on our priority list because the hero was underperforming herself. So we wanted to make sure that we buffed her up before we ended up nerfing some of the more like.
You know what? Stop hurting Nusha. Just remove her from the game already. It's clear you despise her. Okay?
Now her cooldown for Caltrop is 90 seconds, so it's instead of 45, so it's double the cooldown, and it's now active for 15 seconds instead of 45. You can still go into the lane, drop it. We haven't touched the damage. We haven't touched the radius. We haven't touched any of those other parts of the feat. We really just worked on cooldown and how long it's active.
Okay, sure.
This way, you can still go use it like you were using it before. Just can't use it as often as you did.
You're tough but fair.
I'm tough but fair.
Tough
right?
but
That's
fair.
Hardly fair. Fair is a hard word to use in this circumstance.
It's been a comment we've been hearing from a lot of pro players.
Right.
Caltrops just make them harm your allies. They do. Caltrops already harm your allies, man. Superfly Mice Guy. They already do. They harm everyone but Nusha.
Nusha testing grounds with traps. Their number one worry was,
Nusha's very powerful in 1v1. Yes, she is. She's great in 1v1. But they keep saying that they're pushing this game to a gank style of meta. I mean, think about it. What is the whole point behind Ocelotl if not to be a master of interrupting and changing the way of gank? What's the point in having a hero who specializes in 1v1?
In terms of balancing for the patch notes, right? So as I said, it's not the biggest patch notes. There's still like significant impacts to what we're doing there, and we're gonna keep going and going, keep doing more patch notes, we can keep doing more balance.
Okay, so those are the only 3 changes. All right, so in conclusion, slight nerf for Jormungandr, but needed. Slight buff for Centurion, but needed. Slight nerf for Nusha's feet, which basically pulls back on the buff they gave her earlier.
It's busy. It's just busy.
So we were testing Lawbringer, the second iteration of Lawbringer, and bash speeds.
Right.
So I want to talk specifically about bash speeds because Lawbringer is another subject that we'll talk about. Like,
you could use Caltrops 5 more times than Flask and Spearstorm and get similar results. Not in terms of fighting other people. Yes, you could drop Caltrops in the minion lane and get excellent results. But here's the difference. If I'm fighting a group of enemies and I drop Caltrops in the middle of them, all they got to do is roll out of it, and it only gives them a little bit of damage. If I throw a Fire Flask or a Spear Storm or a Catapult into a gank, it's going to kill everyone in that gank. If I drop Caltrops in the middle of a gank, it's going to make them hurt, but they can get out of it.
Push it to live.
I say this as someone who has played a lot of Nusha. Caltrops do minimal damage to other players. Their best use is in the minion lane.
What are the correct speeds? When are we supposed to be doing these things? What timing is it basically unreactable for everyone? But then there's other impacts, right? There's impacts to potential impacts to ganking, to frame advantage, to a bunch of different things. So now that we know kind of what speeds are optimal, and it turns out it's pretty much the same for everybody, so that's great.
That's good.
We were really hoping, like we were really looking into like if there's different options, is there a different impact on a lot of these things? And the answer ends up being pretty much no. So while we do have the number, the knock-on effects that this has means that we have to investigate a bit further, go deeper into it, and go what happens on like dodge cancel characters, for example, that go into a front dodge bash. Is stuff going to be guaranteed? What's going to be happening there? So we want to take our time a little bit to really investigate go deeper into this. So it means it's going to take a little bit longer than everybody would have hoped. But I think it's in absolutely everyone's best interest to just wait a little bit more.
Yeah.
And so that we can release something.
At 199, I said make caltrops not harm allies. Oh, I didn't read that part. Sorry, Superfly. I didn't read that part.
Nice.
But thank you for the donation.
And then
we had one more thing.
Yeah,
right?
one more thing, right?
Okay.
It's not a major one more. Like, it's not that
But
one
it's
more
cool.
thing.
It's-
But it's super cool, right?
It's cool though. Yeah.
So we're also adding a new quality of life thing, a little option when you're finishing matches and you get a lot of loot. So I know Max has a little video. So you can now tag multiple items when you are in the screen and then dismantle them all at once.
Nice.
So again, really shortens all that thing. I'm happy because I'm not gonna have to go into my inventory and just.
Yeah.
You can do it like right away, right there. So it works really, really well. So kudos to like the UI team because that's always worked for them, and they're always swamped. So that's great. So
They are,
really good
yeah.
job there for code as well. So really amazing. So we're really happy. And then that's pretty much it for patch notes and little improvements here and there.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, great. Yeah.
Well, not the worst patch notes I've ever seen, but
again,
questionable what you're doing in the news,
right
yeah.
there. So again, big thanks to the UI team too for adding that feature. Again, like you said, anytime you don't have to go into like a bunch of other menus to do something,
Yeah,
it's
it's
always
always-
better.
it's always
So that's great. We appreciate that. Well, amazing. Well, JC, thank you so much for coming on, sharing all this information about the Ocelotl, the upcoming patch. We have an amazing season ready next week, so that's awesome. Yeah, same here. So. So for everybody still watching too, we have an outro coming up soon. We're going to go over some fun things to look forward to. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, go.
All right, so let's talk about this before we go any further. I want to talk about my overall thoughts on the hero and the patch notes. First, let's talk about the patch notes because that's a smaller thing. In terms of the patch notes, I don't hate anything that they say. The Jormungandr changes, fine. Centurion changes, fine. Nusha changes. I don't like the fact that they're nerfing caltrops because it's the only good feat she really has that is unique to her. Saying like it's better than Fire Blast or Spear Storm. I'm sorry, I don't see it that way. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're seeing something that I don't in the game. But for me, the only thing caltrops is good at is changing the minion. That's the only thing it's good at. In terms of a gank, unless the enemy team is very low health, it doesn't help. Plus, it hurts your own allies, so why use it when you can use Fire Blast, which doesn't do as much damage to your allies? Like, I just don't see the use of it. And while you could argue, well, you can use caltrops more consistently, yeah, but there's still a cooldown, you know? I don't see it. That's my issue. I don't hate it, I just have my personal grievances with it. As for the new hero, the lore is terrible, and we'll talk about why at the end of the video. The design looks great. The fighting style looks great. The weapons and executions look great. The feats need work. I don't know exactly what, but they need work. The feats make him a little too strong.
And
all right, back.
Yes.
I hope you guys are as hype as we are for the new Ocelot. I'm super here for it. But we.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
No,
you,
please.
you.
I'm sorry.
It's good to be back with you.
Absolutely, man.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, Brian. For sure.
Real quick, I forgot something. It was Gabrielle's birthday. I
What?
forgot to say it. So
Okay.
yeah.
Happy birthday, sir.
Yeah. Get
Cool.
some birthdays in the chat. And
Yeah.
We'll show them later. But yeah, reminder: the new hero comes out on the 27th.
I'm excited.
And that's for the cash money swag.
That's right.
And then 2 weeks later, available for 15K steel.
Mhm.
Steel.
Cool. And we'll also have a free event pass, so just a reminder of that, the Hunt of the Ocelotl, which will be running from July 27th to August 17th. So again, those are free. You just play and earn awesome rewards for those. So just make sure you're logging on starting next week and play. Yeah, lots of fun stuff there. It's going to be great.
I love the realization on this hero.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, if I could just take a moment, too, I just want to mention the camera. I saw some people talking in the art direction about like how good it looks. Because trust me, you could go in blindly and just randomly select stuff from the armors and the colors and and it'll look amazing.
You
it's
can
incredible.
absolutely Mad Lib the fashion.
Yeah, no,
and
it's-
it all looks good. It all blends well.
Yeah.
So, Warmonger might finally have a rival in the fashion department.
We'll
So-
see. We'll see. For fashion, we're counting on you for fashion. So there you go.
Yeah, looking at you, newbie. Yeah, I think we talked about the event pass, so I think it's time to go into community spotlight.
Oh, I
Let's
love
look at some
community
videos.
spotlight.
All right.
Look at some submissions.
Community corner.
Good. I haven't seen these yet.
Yeah,
but I
we
love
made
them.
sure Nolan didn't see these.
I like to go in blind on these. They're so much
yeah,
fun.
yeah. All right, so first up, we've got Ad Mortem in Yeeticus. And you'll see why. You'll see why. I mean,
I mean, we got Lawbringer, so anytime he's on screen, I'm happy about it.
I always love it when this does that.
What the hell?
Oh, good lord.
And then I loved this variation on a popular meme. Just parry this.
Oh, it's so good art.
I want a shoulder mounted trebuchet. And then this is using the whole of your brain.
What?
That's right, new animation tech, and I did an instant
What? Oh my god!
Get emoted. And then we always have that one teammate, right? So I was overjoyed to see it put into art.
Yeah, that was
cute.
really good too.
And then it's the final brain cell.
I love our community so much. It's amazing.
Yeah, so these are some of the top picks from last month. If you want to have a chance to get them again, put it on the Reddit and or Twitter or Instagram, and tag us in it.
All the places.
Yeah, because we look at all of them.
Yeah, it's great.
We've got some more stuff coming up. We've got
retrofits, right? Because we talked about the Shadows of Hitakiri event coming back. So guess what? We're bringing back all the fan favorite content that we had during that last event. So it's going to be retrofit for all the heroes coming up. So we have the emote Shadows of the Hitakiri for 10k steel. You're also going to be able to loot the Secrets of Kaidan battle outfit. The Survivor of Kaidan ornament, which is awesome, and the Spirits of Kaidan mood effect. So all
which is a
really
great one.
I know it's good. It's subtle, but it goes with a lot of the things in the customization. So.
Oh yeah, I've seen some great Aramusha cosplays that incorporate it, and it looks super good.
And of course, the Shinigami's Oath illustrious outfit is going to be retrofit and available for 20k steel. That's an amazing one too. I love the Shinigami effect behind the player. It's so good. So.
Yeah, big come at me, bro energy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And then coming up, we've got a trio of Hero Fests planned. So we've got Peacekeeper, and again, just to recap, Hero Fests for those of you who may have forgotten, you get to try the hero for free. They're 33.3 repeating, of course, percent off. No, 30% off. Just kidding. It depends on. I think some of them are 33 actually. And then if you log in, you get 2 free symbols.
That's all we do.
Bump up your symbols game.
So Peacekeeper, Raider,
Legendary.
So good.
And last but not least,
Medjai gets one. Sweet.
New guy.
Yeah.
Outlander Hero Fest. It's happening.
Yeah. I can't wait to see Medjai's unique that comes with that. How you gonna slay?
I've seen it. It's cool. I
Which is
won't
great,
spoil it,
because
but-
just the other day I saw somebody saying Medjai needs more execution, so there you go.
So to that one person, we heard you.
So you listen to the advice of one person. I am one person, and I keep begging you to make
and we
some
got some
changes.
content of the week. Yes. So we've got an execution, Chimera's Retribution.
Right, because it's Griffin's Hero Fest today, right?
Yeah.
That's why he gets.
Yeah,
to do.
I'll choose to believe you on that.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Also, starting next week with the launch of the season, July 27th, new illustrious outfit, Majestic Jungle, and there's nothing more majestic than that kitty cat. It's really cute. I want to pet it. So that'll be available for 20k still. And also a new execution, the Blow Dart Barrage.
So those of you in chat who are like, I saw a Blow Dart in the trailer. Yep, we didn't.
Oh my gosh!
Blow Darts is too much. Right, that's
yeah.
Well, there's your blow dart, guys. Y'all got the blow dart.
And your enemies.
I'm so glad.
And then
you changed that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh yeah. And then you may notice like a teaser behind me. But yeah, we've got a summer chair emote coming up. This will be 10k steel. So sun's out, fun's out. Get your free roam emote, chill. You know, like motion for garçon to bring you a little umbrella drink. You know, soak up some rays. It's perfect for just in time for summer. So this will be here on August 3rd. And we may or may not be doing a thing with Larry. Larry might have, we might have gone to the beach with Larry again.
I'm so excited for that.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So keep an eye on the social medias for all of that. And then I believe there's more.
There's
more?
Yes, but wait, there's more. We also have a new arcade quest going on, Down the Rabbit Hole. It's a weekly quest available for all Marching Fire owners, so you can play that starting today. It will be available through the week. And also this weekend, an event order, the Medic Challenge. At the end of the challenge, beat the faction with the most allies revived. Also starting tomorrow. On Friday. Tomorrow is Friday. I know what day it is.
Yeah.
Rehearsal day, the rest of this, I know what day it is, people, don't worry.
Down the Rabbit Hole, a.k.a. opening Reddit.
This is... That's also, that's fair. That's fair. So, so be out there, revive your friends, your allies, or even just perfect strangers. Just pick them up. I'm probably going to be one of them on the ground all the time. But that's okay.
Yeah, and don't forget to emote spam Matthew.
Yeah, just really let them know that you saved them. So it's good.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I believe that
was a lot.
What'd you say, Max?
Yeah,
oh,
we got
Max is
confirmation
confirming.
that
we've got confirmation. That's it for the show. Don't forget to follow us right here on Twitch because some of you aren't following. I don't know why, but it says it in the stats. And then also on social media, we are now at For Honor Game everywhere. We got
at For Honor Game
underscores and stuff in all our channels.
All right, let's wrap this up so I can talk.
Twitter, Instagram, especially Instagram if you like it when we get saucy. And post a lot of memes or shit posts, like whatever you want to call them.
Same thing.
But yeah, and we will see you guys on the battlefield. Go. Take care.
Okay. Wow. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot to talk about. We have so much to discuss. 1 second. There we go. We have so much to talk about. All right. Let's talk about 3 things. I want to talk about 3 things and then I'll let y'all go. I will, of course, release a summarized video, like a recap video to basically explain everything we saw. I'll do that later tonight. But before we go into that, let me tell you guys my thoughts right now. First, the Ocelotl hero. The hero looks amazing. He looks epic. All of his armor and weapon looks are sick. His moveset is awesome. It feels real. It feels very, very fluid. It doesn't feel overpowered. It feels like it's not just, it feels like you can pressure with it, but also it doesn't feel overpowered. I like that. And his feats just need work. Here's the thing. I don't mind his second feat. I don't think that's a big deal. I don't even hate his third feat. His fourth and first feat, though, need some help. His fourth feat feels like pre-reworked Shinobi, and that's a problem. In his first feat, I feel like needs a cooldown, or maybe I'm missing something there. I don't think it's 100% broken as hell, but I do think it's weird. Okay. Now, his lore. I have been asked what's wrong with his lore. Let me explain my issues with the lore. First, I like the fact that they brought on the historian. I like that they brought on that guy. What was his name? Michael, whatever his name. They brought him on to basically say this. This is what they said. We recognize that For Honor is inspired from history, but we know that we have to deviate from history in a lot of areas. And you know what? I get that. You can't be historically accurate all the time. There are some places it's going to deviate, and I'm fine with that. That's okay. But here's the problem. When you start rewriting history to suit what you want to see, and here's what I mean by that. Guys, when you think Aztec, when you think Aztec Jaguar, when you think the Aztec culture, what's one of the first things that comes to your mind? What's one of the first things? For many of you, it is the human sacrifice. It is the pulling in and ripping out of the heart. That's what many people think about. And you'll notice not once in this entire show did they mention that. Did they bring that up? They didn't have an execution that featured it. They didn't have an emote that featured it. They had nothing that featured it. In fact, from the lore alone, it looked very much like they were going a victimhood direction. You wronged us, now we're going to wrong you. I am very sick of that kind of story writing. Now, are they cool? Yes. Is it cool what they're doing? Yes. Does it feel powerful? Yes. But I feel like this could have been done differently. And I'll tell you how. Y'all were asking me how I would do it differently? Watch this. I don't like the fact that the hero basically said, no, wait, take me. I'm the last of my kind. I'm the last of my kind. Take me. Take me. And then they said, oh, okay, sure, we'll take you. That must have been all of you. That's stupid. Because they brought back all this gold, they must have plundered the city. Where was everyone else? That's my first problem. My second problem is, you had home field advantage. There had to be what, maybe 300-400? Let's say there were 1,000 warmongers. We know there weren't, but let's say there were 1,000 warmongers. You're an empire of warriors. If you were afraid that these conquistadors could beat you with your empire of warriors, why did you think it would be a better idea to chase them back home and fight them in their home turf? Why did you think that would be a good idea? You're basically saying, oh look, a lion separated from his pack. Let's not kill it now. Let's wait till it goes back to its pride and attack the pride. Doesn't seem smart of you to do that when you don't know the full strength and numbers of that pride. You are basically throwing yourselves to the lion's den for nothing other than we think we can outplay them. That is not a good plan. That is a dangerous idea. You should not have done that. That was stupid. And I know people are going to go, oh no, man, no, it was stupid. I understand why they did it. And in fact, the funny thing is, I even came up with a lore possibility that was similar to this, but with one minor change. The Aztecs were not planning to attack outright. They followed. My idea was that the Aztecs realized that the conquistadors were strong, so they decided not to engage and let them take the gold, let them run off with the gold, kind of like this, but then follow them back to Heathmore. But instead of attacking outright, start kidnapping people, start taking them back for sacrifices, start hitting with guerrilla warfare style tactics. Attack small towns or villages or communities, weaken the population, strike terror into the hearts of Chimera and Horkos, the knights, the samurai, the Vikings, the Wulin. Start sowing fear and terror and horror that people are just disappearing. Make it seem like there are predators among their midst. Make them feel like they're being hunted and stalked. Don't outright attack. And then when their attention is divided, when they're like, man, what's going on? Where are all these attacks happening? While in that confusion, then our main character can escape. See, that's the thing. You want to play off this super stealthy killer in the jungle predator kind of thing? Build that up. Don't just have them attack outright. See, that was my point. I don't mind them following them back. Heck, I thought it was a good idea that the Aztecs use this opportunity to follow them back. But the three problems here are, one, they followed them back just to jump right into the lion's den and start fighting. Two, the Horkos warriors just assumed one warrior surrendered and therefore everyone else is dead. I'm sorry, you came from a warfaring nation, Horkos, and you actually believe that lie? How long have you been warriors? All of 11 seconds? You actually believe, haha, this one warrior surrendered. Surely we are victorious. You didn't possibly think that there could be, I don't know, more? You didn't possibly think there could be an army? In For Honor lore, some kind of heroic and genius paladin, I want a ferocious, unhinged warriors fight like raging animal emerging from the shadows. Here's the thing. I like nuance in these kind of games. Look, the hero is awesome. He's really cool. Their design is awesome. Their look is awesome. Their fighting style is awesome. But the lore has removed any nuance from the characters. They removed any concept that these warriors committed human sacrifice themselves. The fact that they themselves were dangerous. But if you used that, what if you used that aspect of their culture? Make it so that they use that to strike fear in the enemy. Remember how scared Vela was? What if Vela saw them committing human sacrifices and she was terrified by it? What if she saw that? Maybe that's why. No, hear me out. Maybe that's why she wanted to believe there was only one left. He surrenders like, guys, we should go. What are you talking about? There's more of them. No. Let's just take this one and hope that they don't follow us because I don't want to be here any longer. We've seen what they do. That would have been so much better. It would have explained the fear in her heart. It would have explained the terror she felt. And then when she starts seeing people disappearing, villages being hit, she knows what's going on and it scares her even more. See, that's my thing. You could have done more by digging deeper into what the Aztecs actually did, but you left it out. And you want to know how I know they left it out? This is the first time they've ever brought their quote-unquote historian on, and he didn't explain the historical ideas of the Aztecs. He didn't explain what historical aspects of the Aztec culture they were taking. He was basically there to say, we're not going to use everything historical. we're inspired by history, not basing it entirely off history. Why did he say that? Because he knew people were going to wonder, where's the sacrifices? Weren't there supposed to be Aztec sacrifices? He knew people would ask that, so they had to get ahead of that and say, no, hold on guys. We're not actually worried about that, okay? We're not actually going to do that. We're only inspiring from history, not actually taking from history. And to that I say, bring in an actual historian and use the nuance. Do you want to make the Aztecs victims? Go ahead, make them victims. The conquistadors did terrible things. There was definitely genocide. There was definitely theft. You can use that. Play off that. But then use the terror of the Aztecs against them. Make it so that evil and evil clash. Those two things could have been amazing. But they failed in that area, and I am very disappointed. Will I play the hero? Hell yes. Do I think the hero is awesome? Hell yes. Do I already have a legend idea for my own Aztec hero? Hell yes. And you can bet I'm going to make it a way more historically sound than what they did. But just what they did here, I'm sorry, it just feels like it's the Punisher with Jaguars. Which is cool. You know, that's not bad. But it could have been so much more engaging. Anyway, but then again, Raven, you have to realize if they actually did follow actual history, Twitter or Threads would end up in arms and ESG score would go into the single digits. Would they? Would they? They could talk about the meaning behind the sacrifices. They could maybe say it's for the gods. You know, like, I don't see the problem with that. Anyway, I'll talk more about this later. Now talking about the patch notes. I think they're fine, except for the Nusha one. The Nusha one's a little irritating. Now let me say this for the record, because people are already going to accuse me of this, I know it. I am not saying, game dead, the game is dead because bad hero. I'm not saying that. I will never say that. The day you hear me say that is the day that I uninstall, okay? I will never say that. This game is not dead. It's in an incredible state, even with this hero. Because I'm glad JC said himself, we're going to keep an eye on these feats to make sure that they're not broken. That's good. They've always done this. But hear me out. Hear me out. I want this game to be enjoyable for everyone. As a story writer, as a historian, as a video gamer, this game hits all the notches for me. I want it to be amazing. I want it to be incredible. I want it to last for a long time. I agree with Havoc. We need to get advertisement for this game. We need to get people seeing this game and that it's alive, because it's so incredible. If I'm critical on the game, it's not because I hate it. It's because I want to see it at its best. I want to see it at its best. I'm not critical on the game because I want to hate it. I'm not one of these people who go, all right, how can I bash on it today? I want to sit here and praise it. I want to sit here and tell you I love everything about it. But sometimes to make sure that it's at its best, you need to criticize it a little. As a historian, as a gamer, and as a storyteller, there are areas this game needs to improve on. Raven Knight, maybe the Cataclysm affected their views on sacrifices in some way. After all, they were doing the order to prevent the end of the world. A bucket with a hat, I would agree with that 100%, but I would like them to explain that. Why didn't in their trailer they explain something like, in the past we sacrificed to the gods to avoid the end of the world, but when it came we saw no point in it anymore? It wouldn't have been great, but that would have been some kind of explanation. But right now all we can do is assume. And you know what assuming does? It makes an ass out of you and me. But yes. So, I need to get back to work getting our apartment back together. I also need to grab some lunch, and I need to get to work on my recap video. So, in conclusion, these are my final thoughts. Thought number 1, I am super excited for this new hero to come out. Thought number 2, I am very satisfied with where the game is going. Thought number 3, the lore needs some serious work, and I hope that in the next season they give it some love. Ubisoft, if you're watching this, because apparently you listen to people, if you're watching this, I would love to share some ideas with you. Reach out to me on Discord or wherever. I would love to share some ideas with you. Heck, I won't even charge you for the first one. First thought's free. I just want to help you guys out. Perhaps the lore orders will clear some of it. I hope so. I really do. I hope that the lore orders clear some of this up. I really hope that. Anyway, if you guys watched Havoc's video or Slanderous' video, because I know they were doing the same thing I'm doing, I hope that they said similar, if not better things than I did. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It will really help me out. Thank you to all of you who donated to the channel. It means the world that you did. I also have a second channel called The Raven Writing Room, where I talk about writing and storytelling and give my writing advice. If you want to subscribe to that, please do. That would be very helpful. I have a Teespring store where you can purchase some awesome merchandise and help support the channel, and I have a Patreon where you can support me monetarily. $1 a month is, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it would mean the world to me if you donated. It means a whole lot. I want to thank you guys so much. There will be no stream tonight. We're taking a break from streaming for tonight, but tomorrow is Friday, so we will be doing our For Honor Friday stream, of course. I want to thank you all again so much for watching this video. It means the world to me that you come by to watch my stuff. Even though I'm not the most popular For Honor content creator, it means the world. Again, thank you guys so much. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.